That's how we started shit off today.
That's exactly how
That's how we started shit off today. Let's meet the brave.
I'm still mad at my.
The Game Gear.
Yeah, nigga. I'm still mad at my brother and sister for putting pennies in my shit.
Pennies, nigga. Ariana poured fucking Kool-Aid in my Nintendo, nigga. I almost killed her, bro. That's when Killer Instinct just came out, nigga. The black cartridge.
Why they do that?
I was hot.
Why do siblings do that shit? I think
Be
my
bored?
brother put crayons in my shit.
Be bored and want your attention? Like, that's dead at. Like, now the nigga done took psychology courses. they just wanted our attention.
That's crazy.
That's all the systems that had no memory card.
Yep.
0. You got to beat it.
So that was
Gotta
for sure.
No, but Mario was dope because it would remember where you was at.
Yeah.
Like, that was always dope.
Yeah, that's true.
Mario remember what part of it.
Well, Mario was always ahead of his time, though.
The story of
Marios
Mario,
do
bro.
well. Yeah, all the Marios do well.
Mario
to this day.
Was that when Yoshi got introduced on the Super Nintendo?
Yep.
Yeah.
Super Mario 2, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yoshi
he was a boy.
Yoshi had shit cracking. You got a Yoshi, nigga. You was invincible damn near.
Yoshi and that fly.
Or got the fire.
No, you get that fire?
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
Damn, man. I was a
childhood.
I was a real gamer. I got a question.
Memory lane
question for y'all though. Is Tony Hawk the most underrated series ever? Or is that just me?
What do you have? Eight games?
It just was a dope ass game.
It was.
Like
Tony Hawk was dope.
I could get lost in that shit.
Dave, what is it?
Where you had to paint like
Dave
Mirra?
Dave Mirra?
Yeah.
I didn't really fuck with
I didn't really
fuck with Dave Mirra like I fucked with Tony Hawk though.
Was that bikes?
Yeah.
Dave Mirra was bikes, yeah.
But think about his soundtrack that he had on this.
His soundtrack was cracking. Yeah, his soundtrack was cracking. That's what was dope. But Tony Hawk, that's why I fucked with Tony Hawk shit, because he had hella hip hop too, like more than you would expect. Those were like the first ones to really, like, they was even embracing it before Madden and them were.
Right. No, they was.
Like, they was on it way before Madden. Then Madden got hopped on board, and then, nigga, when 2K came out, it was a wrap. 2K in the street.
On that Jet Moto
was lit.
Yeah.
Bro, remember
hate that fucking
NFL Game Day?
Game Day was
raw.
I fucked with Game Day way harder than Madden to like 99.
Game Day was lit for a while.
Yeah.
I think Terrell Davis was the last.
I remember we had Game Day, we had Live, and then all that shit got taken over by
2K.
By 2K.
Yeah. Yeah, Live was way better for a minute, and then Game Day was way better than Madden for a minute. And then out of nowhere, that shit just got.
No, nigga, Blitz was the lit for so long.
Blitz was amazing, nigga. NFL Blitz?
64.
Damn, what was the hardest console?
Probably Nintendo 64.
Sega Saturn?
Hell no. They didn't get a good run.
No, nigga, tell you the truth, though. It had a very short run, but Dreamcast.
Dreamcast, yes.
That's what I was about to say, Dreamcast, but it just seemed like nobody didn't have that. Like, you had to go to your...
It had a very short run.
I got lucky because he had one.
Was, huh? Did they overprice that one?
I think so.
I don't think
like for the public?
It was like $400.
Well, you could record Dreamcast games and just play them right on.
That's what it was. That was the first system you could get burnt games for. I remember that shit.
Oh, you're right.
I remember that.
You're right.
Yeah.
Bankrupt because everybody was just sharing the game.
That was the first system you can get burnt video games for.
What was Dreamcast, though? Was that Sega?
That was Sega.
Okay, okay.
2K1.
Oh, yeah. That's where Sega messed up at.
I got lucky because G had one, and so when I went to his house, I could just bring my controller over there, and then Freaking them had one. They was right upstairs, so it was like my circle had a Dreamcast, so we was booming, and I thought that was it. I thought everybody had that shit.
No, Dreamcast was for sure the one for a bit.
Wasn't nobody fucking with Dreamcast but us.
Bro, it was a secret frat.
Nah, it was cold because them damn memory cards with the screens in them was hella expensive. And niggas could cheat because you when you got the dream card, when you got the memory card with the screen in it, you could run your plays on there. And niggas couldn't see your plays.
I think PlayStation has done the biggest like jumps from system to system.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So we've been with PlayStation the entire time.
Where
But their graphics got nuts from system.
Xbox came in 01.
But Microsoft came with their own shit, huh?
Like Microsoft, yeah, with just
that's a Microsoft.
Yeah, that's Microsoft.
Yeah.
But that was a hell of a play because you'd figure Sony was doing that shit with the PlayStation, and Microsoft, Bill Gates, and them was like, well, we gonna come with a console, and they tried to come with the memory, give you a hard drive and shit. Like that was their claim to fame.
I'm surprised they survived that red ring. I thought that was for sure about to take out
Oh,
Xbox.
nigga, the red
'Cause when I got
ring?
that red ring, that's when I was done with the Xbox.
Oh,
100%.
yeah.
That shit was like
We got that shit.
That shit was like a cold ass urban legend. Like you heard about people getting it, and then when you got it, nigga, you was like
Exactly.
sad,
Super sad. Cause you've been laughing at everybody that had
Oh,
one.
you got the red ring, nigga? Like it's an STD or something.
Oh, yo, weak ass
You got the
Xbox.
red- you got the red ring.
Soft
G,
ass
you was
Xbox.
on Gears of War, heavy, huh?
Super heavy.
I remember you carried that motherfucker down from Spokane. I
Yeah.
was playing that shit.
Gears of War was
Nigga packed
serious.
this whole system.
Yeah,
You know a nigga serious.
Oh no, you got to take
When
that
he go-
system with you.
When a nigga back in his bag and he go, oh, yeah,
More than before
Controller,
anything else,
nigga.
bro. That's going in the bag.
that's out of
Before I thought about any clothes, I could get clothes when I'm at the crib. This system going with me. In the backpack though, I don't even trust it going on the plane, like on the like a separate from me.
Once again, we're 12 minutes in, and I haven't introduced
shit.
our podcast, by the way, guys. Just want to say.
We just went down memory lane, no bad.
It's Meet the Brave Podcast, episode 36. I am your host, Monty Draper, with my co-host, LG,
What's happening?
Juan Poe,
What up? What up?
and again, Lex Bub, Player of the Week. What up, man? On the camera making us look hella cool, and like now niggas are interested. Like, oh, you got a podcast, man? That's dope, man. Nigga's 36 weeks old, man. You got me fucked up. I appreciate niggas fucking with it though. That's hella dope.
But that's what we say on the inside.
And the inside be hot. Like, oh, now Ellen Poe here. Now niggas fucking with me. Oh, now Lex videotaping. Oh, now it's lit. But when a nigga was just driving hella far to get these episodes, ain't nobody care. Okay, I see what we doing.
Is this still videotaping?
What?
Is it still videotaping?
What you mean?
Like
Did
you
I just
said-
say that? Videotape?
Yeah, but I'm saying
That is trash. It's not videotaping. It's just video. You can't put the taping part in there. Are we rolling? Nah, this ain't videotaping. I wish a nigga would have to pay for some tape today, bro.
You trying
don't
to
get
bring
on my
back the
face.
videotape, man?
Y'all still got VHS players?
Hell yeah. Mom tried to throw that shit away. I said, hell no.
You gotta relax.
I gotta raise my kids up.
I still got Land Before Time, Mom. You cannot throw that away. I got Land Before Time. I got
I'm
nigga,
sure we got the double taper in storage somewhere.
the double.
I know your pops got his shit.
That's
My pops had one. My grandma had one.
legendary. Not
My grandma somehow, I don't know how, but she was putting like 10 movies on one tape.
jeez.
Like you just see
was.
hella titles on a tape.
Double
I used to go over there and go in for a bed. And it's action.
Just get the one tape. Let
Bro,
that
lights,
run.
camera, action, bro. Like
Let that
you
run.
forget what time it is. I'm like, grandma, what's
We've
going
been
on
watching
here,
this
man?
since noon, Grandma. It's tomorrow. What?
I ain't took no shower, man. What's going on, man?
Movies used to be hella shorter though, right? Like 45 minutes.
Huh?
Nah,
Like,
movies used to be
like
way
kid
longer.
movies. Like
Hell
think about
no.
it.
Land
Lion
Before
King-
Time. Land Before Time and Lion King hella long.
I think Lion King like 45 minutes, cuz.
Bro, you
Aladdin
you
for
are
sure.
high.
You wild.
This nigga just said Lion King 45 minutes. Lion King at least 3
Nah,
hours.
movies are shorter now. Man. Now they want to be
Lion
shorter.
King dead ass got to be close to 3 hours. Bro, what?
Yeah, you trying to catch
I'm
people's
going
attention now,
2
so.
plus for
Oh,
sure.
it is an hour and a half. It is an hour.
That
and a
nigga
half.
said 45 minutes.
Bro,
on
Land
Lion
Before
King?
Time went through hella storyline.
Land Before Time is
Yeah.
at what
I
number?
couldn't watch that shit.
You didn't fuck.
I did not
Huh?
fuck with it.
Y'all didn't fuck with Littlefoot?
18?
Yeah.
Aladdin.
Damn. Yeah, they got hella dinosaur stories. Nah, Raw's dinosaur movie was We're Back. That was my shit for hella long.
We're Back was dope. We're Back was dope.
Yeah, it was.
Man, let's
Let's
all
actually talk about something.
Yeah,
else.
fuck all that, man. We're not children anymore. What's up, fellas? How'd the week go?
Toy Story. 45 minutes.
All right.
Toy Story is not
Not
45
a
minutes.
chance.
My
bro.
bad. I didn't mean to go ahead.
Is Toy Story really 45
Maybe
minutes?
one of the short, maybe one of the short
Best movies
stories.
under 90 minutes. Toy Story is.
No
Not a
way
chance.
Toy Story is 45 minutes.
Nah.
Just the part where they trying to get him from the crazy
I'm
bro
lying,
house is
I'm
45
Yeah,
minutes.
nah, one of the short stories, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Google. Fuck with me.
Now, how was the week, fellas? Any major shit go down for y'all personally?
The week was well. One thing about it though, I didn't realize that there was a fire going on. Like being over here, of course, you can smell it in the air or whatever, but I had no clue what was going on. I just kept seeing everybody with these face masks.
But you're in that area with the refinery and all this shit, and it's we're not susceptible to warehouse fires in this area, so you could easily go, oh man, maybe that's something close.
Damn.
But nigga, by day 3, you like, wait a minute, what is this? And,
Yeah.
And California being on fire is bugged the fuck out because it's it's not just in one area. Southern California is on fire right now, at Thousand Oaks and everywhere around surrounding areas. Central California, because I guess that would technically kind of be us. And then even hella far north and to the east is fires right now. Like, bro, it's like, this shit is crazy. Like, California is literally burning right now. Like, the state of California, and whole ass Trump with that dumbass, like, bro, that nigga's ignorant, bro. His statement about what's happening in California is just so trash. It's talking about it just being mishandled. Like, nigga, all the shit that's on fire is federal fucking grounds, bro. Like, what are you talking about? So that just gave me an alley-oop to be conspiracy money today. And I was not going to be, but people say dumb shit, and conspiracy money to the rescue, man. Because for so long, even with those first group of fires, the first big fires up in Santa Rosa, like, so many people were displaced and hurt. But for this fire to be even bigger than that, this is the fire in Northern California is the biggest fire in history. Mm-hmm. It's doing something. At the rate it's burning, it's like a couple football fields a minute, bro. It's stupid. 80 football fields a minute?
I read that.
That's stupid.
80 football fields in a minute.
That's terrifying,
That's
bro.
how fast it was.
80 football fields?
Yeah, that's
80.
wild.
That's so scary. And then the fatality number keeps rising. It feels like by the hour that they updated, it's like more fatalities. I looked and it was like 6, and I went back and they were up to 9. I think they're as high as 12 now. It could be more. And it's just heartbreaking, man, because natural disasters have this weird impact where when they're in another region, in another country, you're sad because it's humanity.
Right.
But when it's this close, and I don't know, man, it's heartbreaking, so fucking heartbreaking. So hearts and prayers go out to all the people that are being displaced and have lost someone in this fire, and are gonna have to put their lives back together, and then they're gonna have to deal with the government and insurance companies to put their life back together. Like, it feels like it'll never end, because it's just everything's gonna be such a hassle after going through one of the worst experiences of your life. Damn, this shit's terrifying, and to see the effects and the residuals from it. The sky is literally gray.
Shit, the sun was looking nuts.
Yeah, the sun is like burnt orange, like
blood sun. You got blood moon.
Man, it's great. It's just wild, bro. Like, and what do you say to people? What do you say to people? Like, people still got to work, like the construction workers and everything. Like, people working with masks all week. Like, it can't be healthy. But the show must go on. Like, everything has to continue. The Lakers played the Kings, and Luke Walton was like, "Yo, he was managing the minutes based off of the smoke that had entered into the arena." Like, that's crazy. That's nuts, man. So I don't know, man.
What's in your conspiracy corner that you believe?
Because so many people have been hurt and are being affected by it, I feel like an asshole to jump to that, but I can't help it. When you think about, like, take what happened in Sonoma County for example last year. Sonoma County and some of the surrounding parts are known, are an integral part of wine country, and all that stuff. And with your Coca-Colas and your Pepsis and all the big franchises that have been around for centuries now, with all of them making the big push to the marijuana industry, conspiracy money couldn't help but jump to the realm of, like, okay, here's a way to reset, get the insurance back for it, and then jump into this industry that won't seem like an obvious sneaky transition. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And people go, well, that's stupid because people got hurt in the process. Fam, some of these big corporations have proved time and time again, like, they're not above people being hurt.
Right.
In order to get their shit across, get their initiative off. And so I don't like, because the conspiracy thing, like, because I see it from both sides. It's people are hurt, people are going through things. And it's like, fuck you asshole. Why would you jump to that? But I can't help it, because we know too much, like the tobacco industries and shit, and even shit that Coca-Cola have been have been a part of, shit that Nike was a part of, and it's on record, and they've been indicted for it, and they get to keep their doors open and nothing happens. We see it time and time again where these big corporations get away with shit. What is it? The chicken company, not farm. Foster Farm, like the shit that they've all been indicted for, and it's just business as usual. It just keeps going, and the public eventually forgets about it. Their product stays on the shelf. The numbers dip for a little bit, and then eventually they're able to rebrand and sort of restake their claim to fame. And so just based off that, my brain's been going there, because when you see Budweiser and all of these companies now announcing their allegiances to big business marijuana, man, you can't help but think like that. So
yeah, it's different vantage points, so it's kind of hard. If you're on the ground level, trying to talk about stuff that's on the, that's way up there. So
exactly,
it's two different thought processes. Yeah. How else did our economy get to where it's at?
And thinking about it, and like Prohibition, I think on Mix, that's why I fuck with Mick Jenkins. Like not to jump completely to music, but one of his lines that stood out the most, where he was like, they're gonna do clean water like Prohibition. And it's like, it ain't far fetched. It's some conspiracy shit, but it feels like it. When you talk about Flint still not having clean water, was that 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, that the whole Flint outbreak happened, and we still can't get that city clean water?
Oh, right.
It's
been about 3 years now. Yeah.
And it's just crazy to know that things like that could take place. We can have the access to the funding that we have, and it take that long to get a city like that what they need, and for the right people to be held accountable. And then what's even sadder is that just as a thriving citizen, you got your own shit to worry about. So you just go on. You mean no harm by it,
right?
But you have to continue. So you can't be too consumed about it if you're not there. But then the second something hits you, you're like, oh man, this is crazy. Right. It's just sad through and through, man.
Yeah, you gotta have a collective effort for that, though. It's no one person deal. And
yeah.
There's so much stuff that pops up like across the board. So it's just, where are we taking our energy to?
Oh.
It's way too many. We can't overly exert ourselves. So that's where we kind of get lost if we for sure aren't gonna get like the type of help we need from the government. Because what it seems like, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, but that it's kind of left up to the city to do stuff for themselves, and when that's not what we're, I don't think that's what it was. What the plan was, was for them for everybody to just be by themselves and be for themselves.
Well, we talk. That's a good transition, OG. We're talking about city and state now. Election week just passed. Shout out to everybody that were posting their I voted stickers. Salute to y'all. That was cute. And then I'm angry, bro. That's just angry at people for posting this shit, bro. Like people just trying to show that they were down for something, and then I'm on Instagram hating on every single one. You can't be angry, man, at people doing the right thing, but I was just being honest.
That's crazy when that just overtakes an entire timeline.
Dog, G, help me, bro. Help me not be the nigga.
Is that the only way that you know that somebody voted?
Only way. And they want to let you know. It's like, fam, they was giving my voted stickers away everywhere. So I just want to know who really voted. And then if you did vote, did you know who and what you were voting for? That's the conversation I want to have, because I've heard so many people say, man, I went to go vote, but I got in there and really didn't know any of these
what
people.
The hell was going on.
So with that in mind, what are we doing? But then you can't be the guy that takes that stance, because then how are you helping? It's just weird how everything has been positioned, and you got to be PC and you got to say the right things. And I'm just like, nah, fuck that. Let's be informed first, because if you're not informed, aren't you doing more damage? Just help me. Am I If you're not informed, you're probably causing a lot more damage. And then on top of that, say you are informed, why celebrate shit you supposed to do?
Right.
Like that's the thing. Like
Get that proverbial pat on the back.
Yeah, here you go. Here's a like. You doing it right, my nigga. But it's the same thing like when Dame Lillard was making fun of all the niggas who had workout videos this summer. It's like, fam, you supposed to get it in the off season and get better. What the fuck are you filming it for? What? And Dame was like, let me clown these. And that's how you know Dame is a real Bay nigga, a real town nigga. Like, bro, I'm working out, but I don't have to show y'all. I'm getting it in. I'm getting better, and I'm gonna come back and torture you niggas. And be like, man, Dame got a lot better, because he was doing what he was supposed to do. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the same niggas that got to have the cameras in the studio and shit, and like, and I remember when they were trying to help me on my whole marketing thing. It was like, yo, man, you in the studio every day. You gotta film that. It's like, dog. What else am I supposed to do? I'm an aspiring rapper. Where else would I be? But in the studio. So I got to show y'all in order for it to be real. It's just a weird conundrum because you can't knock the people for buying into it if they're telling them that's what sells. You know, it's just so impersonal. And then how real is it? And then how staged and how much are you being you until you just get used to the camera being there, you know? Because, nigga, I'll be in there looking crazy. Y'all niggas been in there before. Shorts too little, belly hanging out just because the shirt too small. Nigga, I'm getting it in, nigga. Hair ain't cut, beard ain't like, fuck all that. I wish I could turn the camera on here. Y'all would roast me. Boy, this nigga Monty in the studio looking crazy. But whatever.
Which is a funny thing. I mean, if you're expecting you to fire on all cylinders for what like the final product is supposed to be, then leading up to that point, why would you not care about how that process goes along, regardless of what it looks like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, is that with like that's kind of like a weird relationship that you have with the public, I would say. Is that they somehow, some way, you're just supposed to just look like this at all
times, and it's like everything ain't curated, like shit ain't sweet, and
that's a weird place that they're putting us in though.
But
I don't get it.
G, you should have seen, and I shared some of them with you, but the messages and the outpour from creatives about what you said on the podcast last week, and in terms of the relationship between the curation of social media and actual real life and shit. Mm-hmm. I had so many artists that struggle with that and like, yo, that's my life right now. I'm trying to figure that out. It's like, I hate the social media shit, but all signs are pointing to me needing it in order to gain notoriety. I'm struggling with it. And it's like artists that are notable that were writing like, yo, fam, this shit hit home, you know, and everybody's sort of dealing with that. But what you continue to find is that the ugly truths all reign supreme. Like, people are going through shit.
Right.
You feel me? And the more and the term air quotes real niggas are the people that are sharing real stories. So the stuff that seems to lean towards sadness, but it really is sadness. It really isn't sadness. It's adversity and actually going through something. It resonates with a lot more people because a lot more people are actually in that space than they care to admit, or then they can even identify in the real moment, you know. And so through someone else sharing, they find like, damn, I'm feeling the same way. I'm not crazy. I can get through it. Because man,
that's real.
You'd be surprised how many people that have it together on the surface are actually having suicidal thoughts and shit like that.
Yeah, they're like on the edge.
Or like they're that one false move and their levees break and that's a wrap. And it's crazy. I've had more conversations with people on the verge of suicide in the last like 4 months than I have in an entire lifetime, dog. And I've had my fair share. Like, college was wild. Mm-hmm. How many teammates I had on the leg? Like, one New Year's, I spent the entire night with a teammate, like just kicking it and giving him a peace of mind. So he was about to do it. And I'm so trash. I'm like 19 on New Year's Eve, already in the bed at like 11:30. I wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah, man, you went to bed about 5 hours before I did, bro.
phone ringing, and it, you know, and I'm trash because I ignored the first one. Just being honest. He called again. I'm like, yo, what's popping? And the pain and the despair. It's like, oh shit, I'm on my way. Like, nigga, I got to the other side of our small ass town fast, and just spent the entire night by his side, like walking him through this shit. At 19, he's older than me too, and I never forgot that. So fast forward to the last 4 months, nigga, it's like what is happening? And all I can think is these fucking phones, man. It's the only thing my brain goes to. It's like it can't be much else. And what you uncover is that it's a lot of people comparing themselves to the curated shit that's on their timeline.
Right.
And that's it's not abnormal for that shit to stir up something internally, you know.
Yeah, I like to think of it as like the awareness, and like the more aware you become of just your surroundings and life in general and the ins and outs of it, and as much it goes on or whatever. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, that's where, you know, for kids and creativity, and if they aren't paying attention or they don't know as much, then of course they have more that they can do or get done in a way that may catch up at some point.
Yeah.
You know, or they just full throttle have to deal with some shit. And if they don't, you know, leave, then they'll figure it out. They'll groom themselves and become a lot more aware.
Yeah.
Which allows you to either, you know, get a better a better picture, you know, a better visual of what life is. And I think that kind of plays a part in everybody's lives, is that the more awareness that you grab hold of, self-awareness is very important. Then it makes it, I wouldn't say easier to live out here in these streets, but I would say that it definitely makes it makes you stronger in a way in dealing with all the shit that comes across your just you.
Yeah.
Like your timetable will come across you as an individual, your family. You just learn how to deal with shit a lot easier. Yeah, I would say, just from garnering a lot more of that self-awareness. So I think that's where it kind of starts at.
Well, I don't know how many reports have been released on the Thousand Oaks shooter, but again, I want to go to some sort of mental disorder immediately, but that doesn't feel like the most productive way to start that conversation with people who are dealing with mental illness, you know, and just cast that as that. But to
there's a very commonality on these things, man.
What are you seeing?
Huh?
What are you seeing? And for people that don't know by now, in Thousand Oaks this past week, lone gunman David, forgot his name, David Long, maybe? Let me see. David Long, yeah. 28 years old, man.
Mm-hmm.
And down in Thousand Oaks, goes in and kills 12 people. You know, and people are they're reporting all kind of things in terms of backstory of his life, but what are you seeing that's been consistent with these sort of instances, G?
I mean, I'm saying,
talk to me.
Hey,
Talk to
man.
me.
I don't know, man. Go for it. Keep going.
No, because it's what Poe, help
What's
me
up?
out. What are you seeing? Don't you guys don't do this right now. We're doing so good. We're doing so good.
Nah, I just want to make everybody comfortable out there. I don't want to.
This not what this show is for. It's called Meet the Brave. Yeah,
I would say white male
100%. There we go.
Causing terror
Mm-hmm.
in the country.
Well, we've talked about that like the last 4 episodes.
Yeah, so I mean, I see white male. They try to blame it on what was he going through mentally?
Yep.
After he kills all these people, and then it's I mean, it gets swept under the rug. That's a common denominator in all this shit, you know. Like, forget it. Forget about finding a reason why. What happened was we had a terrorist go out here and kill a mass of innocent people. Did you see? Did y'all see the mother that got on the news?
Yeah.
And her son had survived the Vegas shooting.
Bruh.
Yeah, they said that.
That shit
That was like
crazy.
a place for people to go to for a lot of that stuff that happened in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's like their spot too.
Wow.
It's like a country bar or something like that.
That's
they go to.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
To think about that. Damn, my son survived this. He made it out.
Final
cool.
destination.
That's
Yeah.
The deaf don't
thought it
make mistakes. It's gonna double back. That's crazy. My brain went there too. My brain
That's
went
not
there.
funny. I'm not.
No. It's not. No, we're not
Final
making fun like those.
reference,
This is some sad. This is some extremely sad shit. But
Yeah, and a lot of our laughter stems from just how crazy things are. I mean, that's like it's a way to kind of cope with certain things.
Do you think that, and people of Caucasian descent, I'm not trying to attack you right now if you're listening, but do you guys think that white people are starting to feel a sense of inferiority now, and that's what's causing this?
I think they've always felt that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a difference when I feel like that, but I know I got the one up on you. You know, I know that these laws back what I feel and gonna keep me safe. Now shit is changing. Everybody is starting to have an even playing field in a sense.
There is something interesting that I've seen just from watching politics. Like, I don't like to tune in too often, so I end up watching like Mauer or something like that, and just deal with those type of.
That's an
political-
easy way to receive
to
it. I'm
kinda
the same
digest
way.
it,
Yeah.
yeah. But the interesting thing that's coming up is that how much people are paying attention to the culture and stuff like that, and really feeling like an outsider in it now, and it's seeping over into politics a lot, and that's where we're getting a lot of this aggression back towards. You can't really pinpoint it, but the aggression back to a particular group is that you feel like you don't have a grasp on what that is. Your kids are enticed in it, like they understand, with this whole internet thing and everyone becoming basically just an extension of the exact same thing. Their kids are involved in it, but they don't even connect with like their kids, you would say, or connect to the younger generation that looks like them, but they're just not aware of like what that is, and they're trying to get a grasp on what that is. And if you didn't grow up with it or grew up around it, and that's where the social norm is now, that's where you kind of feel that antsiness. Right. And it's like it's a lot of what minorities used to feel in a way when dealing with you would say like the white group or whoever that is, what they used to feel when they were dealing with them, but how great they felt when they were just around each other. Right. So taking that energy of feeling like each other, and that being the social norm now, and the tide has shifted, and that's where that uneasiness is that you can look at it and see that you're losing your quote unquote hope. Right. The whole America thing, you're losing
what
that.
Your identity is built
what your
on.
identity is built off of, which is hella weird because African Americans don't have like that. If you want to talk about people without identity, bro, we don't know where the hell our shit stems
we had to
from.
create some shit.
Like that's just a weird thing. Which comes to the point where more shit that you go through, stronger you become.
100%.
If you just stick with it,
100%.
the stronger you become. And what we're seeing is we're seeing mentalities being fractured because you haven't dealt with the shit. You know what I'm saying? And since you didn't deal with it, now your only solution that you have is I'm gonna take hella people out, and that's where I'm gonna get my identity from, because people are gonna remember me. Yeah. Bro, you know how fucked up you gotta be just for that to happen. Yeah. And I'm not even gonna give that to mental illness. I refuse. Exactly. I'm sorry. I refuse.
But that was the point I was trying to get at. G, is like it's an easy escape. It's the scapegoat. It's the blanket answer. Oh, he suffered from this, and a part of me my empathy for mental illness has grown so much because I understand it a lot better.
Right.
Triggers, how to identify it, all that stuff, I'm with that. But there is a big part of it that is used as a scapegoat where that person doesn't actually have a chemical imbalance. This is something else at play, and it's their privilege or what they think they are entitled to, their entitlement.
Right.
And that's what we see more often than not. And immediately they want to give, the media at least wants to give it to mental illness. That's not fair. I'm not rolling because it's not true.
That's a social illness.
Social illness. There you go. Not a mental illness, not an actual chemical imbalance. This is a social illness where you're struggling with class, where you sit in the world comparing yourself to others, what you think you deserve, and all these other things. And when that doesn't happen,
That's huge. What you think you deserve,
man. And so we'll never know because fam took his own life. And
they gave him an option, man. And, he could have went to jail.
Oh yeah, he could. That's the thing. He had an option.
He had his options. He has options in order.
You know, and I always marvel at how many of those into Dylan Roof and them, how they get taken alive and all that stuff. And you know, this isn't me advocating for death. I'm just fascinated by how often that takes place, where an unarmed man of color 99% of the time dies.
Right.
In a nonviolent standoff where no one's been hurt.
Or even they say he had a knife. One knife against 6 cops with 6 guns
that are drawn down, you know.
Not a kill shot, kill shots.
Yeah.
But
plural.
Plural. But yeah, and like I said, that comes back to that whole thing I just talked about, was you not having a grasp on a feeling, a cultural feeling, and that eats at you alive. And that goes to the whole killing unarmed black people, is that you feel like they're unpredictable. In your head, they're scary to you. Why are they scary to you? Because you cannot read them because you're not a part of it.
Exactly.
And that just it stems from way deep inside of you.
Yeah.
And that in a nutshell is probably an illness, but it's not a mental illness. I'm gonna get that to you. That's inside that's in your heart, bro.
Mm-hmm. We keep you can sort of count on certain parts of the country and certain parts of the world to do particular things. And I don't know if it was just me, but for there to be another recount in Florida again was fucking hilarious. It's like, how does it always happen in Florida where there has to be a recount? You know, and
it can only be in Florida, bro. Florida is nuts.
Florida's
overall,
fascinating, bro. I'm 100% fascinated by the makeup and the demo of Florida. Because, you know, at least my connection to Florida is Luke and the U and those years, and then as Ross and Callan and them get popping, it's like, oh, this is what Miami is, Dade County and all that shit. But then people that have been down there and frequent the country, the gator lands, if you will, the marshlands and all that shit, and the swamps are like, nah, fam, this ain't the beach, fam. This ain't Miami Vice.
Swamps,
nah,
boy.
this is the South. And you like, oh, okay. But on a whole different type of time.
Beat of our own drum.
Yeah. So so they did some cool things, but then found some loopholes where they couldn't submit the votes from certain places, so they had to be driven in, and all these kind of crazy things that are forcing a recount. So hopefully we'll see what the outcome of that is. And Florida did do the state of Florida did do some other cool things in terms of what their voting looked like. So don't want to completely shit on Florida, but hey, shout to all my people down there. Y'all help me understand the makings of Florida, because I don't get it.
Florida be going down, bro.
It's some other shit, dude.
Just action. That's all we got for you. Just action, man.
Now, did y'all have anything else about the voting? Because we can get out of all this doom and gloom shit and get to the fun shit. We kind of fought our way through the mud.
Nah, I'm so done with voting, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to vote again for another 2 years.
I'm done with it all, to be honest with you. But
y'all keep y'all stickers till 2 years from now.
break
them things back up.
You're not gonna say niggas is just holding on to stickers, though.
Bro, they holding on. Bro, niggas got extra stickers.
got extra stickers
just in case there's
for the long run.
just in case there's ever a vote that comes out, bro. Like it ain't even gotta be every 2 years, bro. Just throw a vote out there, and I vote stickers for sale.
Oh man, Lex Bubba, what you had this week? Anything good with you? Nah,
he just be getting this action, man, behind the scenes.
Just lit now. He just lit.
Hey, man, he keep it on the low right now. You know, he's fielding his options. You say, yeah, a little something here and there, you know, just in case. Yeah, nah, you got the pod looking lit though, bro. We gotta give you, special shout outs all the time.
Nah, G, we can get to the shit now, cause
oh yeah,
I got a lot of questions for you, man. You got a lot of shit to answer for this week.
Shit. What we got, man?
Another week and another tidal wave of new music.
Yes, sir.
How are y'all doing with that?
What's that?
Keeping up. Is it feeling hard to you guys yet? Pause. Are you able to?
No, now that I'm feeling a lot better. I'm going to start hitting the gym again, and that's where I usually get the marinade and all this music or whatever. So
well, I thought about this because I got, again, we had an awesome session. Shout out to DJ Basta, Dave and Michael, the homie Scott at the studio over there on 38th in the town. Had an incredible session, but the whatever weed that them niggas had, bruh, whew, it took until the drive here to kind of get my shit back today. So the whole ride home was just like motions of paranoia, happiness, fear, all the shit. The ride home last night was bugged the fuck out, but it was dope because I made it through, obviously. But I thought about it a lot, and I was like, damn, everybody's process for consuming music at least is different. I have mine, and I was like, damn, I don't know my niggas' process for consuming new music. So I wanted to come in here and ask y'all that. How do y'all go about new music? Do you guys go to the new singles and then just let the singles run? Do you guys go to the album? Do y'all let the album run?
It depends.
What's y'all process? Do y'all skip around? What is it?
So are we talking about when singles drop or when albums?
Both, because the singles
they're dropping every week.
And then I wanted to ask y'all that too, because you guys just subscribe to Apple Music. I'm a Tidal user, and so Tidal has the new singles, has the single releases, and then they got the album releases. So during the week, I'm in the single releases, and I'll just let the single releases run.
That makes sense.
And then Thursday night, Friday morning, when the album's there, I'm an album guy. And no matter what, if I press play on the intro, I'm committed to the whole fucking thing. It's just how I am, and I've not even been able to shake it. You know, I've literally been that way since I was a kid. Like it's something about once you press play, it's like a movie. Like I wouldn't get up and walk out of a movie.
Yeah.
So the same with the albums. If I hit play on the intro, I can't. Even if I'm not enjoying, even if it's not a fun listen, I still see it all the way through. What are your guys' process?
I'm a gym guy, so gym is usually when I break down like at least like the albums.
And so gym is albums for you.
Gym is albums. I can listen to songs anytime, like I'm cooking or doing anything around the crib. I usually break down like songs themselves, or just releases like that. But for albums themselves, albums have to be like inside of a gym setting.
Got you.
Because that's where I can actually get down to like lyrics. I mean,
things slow down for you.
Yeah, you can always listen to like the beat of something. Like
Got you.
That's always happened. But yeah.
What about you, Poe?
Just the whip.
The whip is for you.
Just listen to music and singles in the whip.
Yeah,
whole projects in the whip.
Yeah,
because it's just, I mean, for my commute, it's just like, I can at least get halfway through the project, driving to work and shit.
Do you? So do you go halfway through and then? Based on how you felt about it, do you go back to it or do you just like?
Oh, I finish it. I'm gonna finish it, but it's just like, all right, if I got halfway through the album on the ride home, I'll finish the other half.
So with so much music, how are you guys dealing with your process? Are you having to adjust at all, or is it still the same?
It's the same thing, just like we was talking about the whole social media and every artists trying to find their lane and how to adjust. Like, you got to do everything on your own time. And it's all about perception, to me at least.
Yeah.
How you perceive things. So as far as how this or where this project is taking me is how I'm going to perceive how I need to listen to it.
Got you.
Yeah, artists that I like really respect will get first dibs, and I can listen to that all the time.
Gotcha.
Dibs.
The other ones, like all the other stuff that I know I need to listen to, or I'll get to. But one thing that I'm not doing is looking at reviews and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Now, same with it's the same with films. Like I fuck with Rotten Tomatoes, kinda, but they've gotten it wrong on so many films that I absolutely love that I can't take their word at it. So I gotta stay away from reviews for albums for the same reason. Is that writers and bloggers are now competing with the person who's just tweeting about the record.
yeah.
So with the Quavo, for example, Quavo came out on midnight, 9 o'clock West Coast time, and Black Twitter was killing that album. It's like, all this shit is trash. He's not the same without the Migos. And I saw all of that and was like, I fuck with Quavo. I still need to go listen to this for myself. And completely felt different than how Twitter felt. And then started to question my own taste. Like, damn, maybe my taste is fucked up because I really like this album. It's like, damn, did they hear something different? Are my ears broken? And I was like, nah. People just got to have something to say early because it was like 9. The album dropped at 9. Twitter was on Twitter at 9:06 with they full reviews of the record. And it's like, it don't work like that.
Right.
Like I listened to that record through and through and was like, yo, this is a fun ass record. Like this is just dope. And there's been a lot of albums like that where people have to, they just want to be first. They don't want to be right. They want to be first.
Right.
And so that's what bloggers and writers are competing with, are people wanting to be first. And so who's going to have the first hot take about something wins. It's not who's right. It's not who has the best synopsis. It's about who's first wins. And that's why these think pieces are so trash, because they're not, you can't write a think piece when the album's only been out for 7.5 minutes. Don't work like that. You need some time. You gotta go to where that person's from. You gotta have a conversation with that person. You gotta go listen to that shit. You gotta listen to it in the whip. You gotta listen to it in the gym. You gotta listen to it at home. You gotta listen to it on the plane. You gotta listen to it in all these different places and see what happens before you do a deep dive or a think piece. Right. I'm not mad at the writers. I'm not mad at the bloggers. It's just sad that they have to compete with the average consumer who only has however many characters you get on Twitter now, you know?
Yeah, it's a very lazy gatekeeper. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's a very lazy gatekeeper.
But is it lazy, or is it just like yo, I'll be out of a job if I don't try to compete?
I mean, but that still can beget some laziness.
You're right. I think I'm just trying to see it from so if you're the writer and I'm your nephew and I'm listening to an album, I'm about to tweet about it, and you in the house on the computer will jam in the album, like trying to get a real vibe about it and like write something substantial about it, and you're like, damn, does this mean as much a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, a month from now? And the answer, the short answer is yes, it will, depending on how moving what you write is. But I get everybody. It's the same with the person that is sort of comparing themselves to everybody on Instagram. I know why people are doing it. I want to tell them like, hey, you don't have to do it, but fuck. Who am I to say that, to keep telling people like, hey, you don't have to compare yourself to what you see on your timeline, and tell the writers like, hey, you don't have to compete to have a hot take in 3 minutes, as opposed to giving it some time, letting it marinate and processing the information. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird ass conundrum. You're right. I'm just saying it's. I mean,
what we got to remember though is that all forms of creativity is subjective. So it's a matter of what you're looking for out of that album is usually what you go into it with, if you're going to write about it. Usually. So if you already have a certain predetermined notation on what this is, and then when you listen to it, you are tracking in your mind something that you already were going into this with, that's already going to lead your think piece if you're trying to give your think piece in a day. And so in 24 hours.
And so now I'm saying, instead of it just being that, there's that and what they've looked at on Twitter.
Exactly.
before. You know what I'm saying? So we're not getting any truth.
Yeah,
from anyone.
we're always in tune, or not even in tune, but we're always connected. So that's also driving your views or whatever. But what I was thinking of, sorry, I didn't want to go off topic. But,
No, you good.
But was looking at I think I was watching, I don't know if it was an NCAA football or basketball game yesterday, and the commentator saying, no, it was football. Commentator saying that there's studies that say that going back on a film, like in slow motion, to try to overturn something or something, gives a skewed view on your mind. So when you look at a review, you're looking for something specifically, so that can alter your mind's perception of what you actually see. So it messes it up by looking back at reviews, which was very weird for me to listen to,
bro.
Because
what?
I'm like, bro, how when you're looking at something in slow motion, are you predetermining?
Tell me
what
you just made that shit
I
up.
swear
Didn't
to
nobody get
God.
on TV and say that shit?
I swear, and that's a certain moments where I really feel like, my nigga, is this the Twilight Zone?
Nah, this motherfucker is the Twilight Zone. I'm convinced of that.
Like now we have people like questioning what they actually see in slow motion.
Yep.
So what do you think people are gonna do when they're reading something and listening something?
This just messes up the game.
Which brings to my point on the Meyer thing. His last thing that he said going out, this past Friday, which was mind blowing what he said, but he was talking about the qualities that it takes to be a coot. So for what
A coop?
Huh?
A coop?
A coot. What they do for like what Trump is trying to do right now, as far as turn this into a dictatorship. I mean, sorry, not coot. A coup.
A coup.
So, yeah. So what they're trying to do with the dictatorship is that he is aligning himself with other dictators.
Yeah.
He is taking facts and turning them into and saying that they're alternative facts. He is doing things and saying that's not what he's doing. He is redirecting you into another way of thinking, and then after all that misdirection, you come to a conclusion that says that he's still wrong. He's saying, no, I am right. And after saying that for so freaking long, you either A, give up, or two, you start to believe what it is that he says.
Yeah.
So you can see exactly. So is that what we're doing as a nation? Is that we are actually either giving up or we are conceding that this is what it is?
We've given up. Because think about it. I mean, not think about it, my bad. But I'd seen this this clip of Trump, or a black woman reporter, asking Trump a question about his involvement with Russia, of course. And then he totally dismissed the question and just said, that's a dumb question. I watch you all the time and you always ask stupid questions, and walked away from her. My nigga didn't even answer the question, so it's misdirection. Y'all gonna focus on my antics.
Kansas City Shuffle, man.
Y'all gonna focus on my antics, that I just called this woman stupid and said that she's always asking stupid ass questions. So now you're just more so focused on what I'm doing or what I'm saying more so than what she's asking and me not answering.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying, G. It's completely.
And we got all of that from new music. You feel me? Like we was
my
we
bad.
was talking about new music, but it's the same point. It's a lot of shit out there, and I know how y'all fuck with music the same way that I do, and we got a lot of it. So G got an answer for these C5 bonus tracks we got yesterday or day before.
Yeah.
What we think?
We got hella far off topic.
This Wayne.
See.
It was posted.
I listened to it. It was Wayne.
I ain't listen to nothing.
Did y'all? You didn't listen to it?
I didn't listen to it.
Did you listen to it? What'd you think?
It was Wayne.
What does that mean?
It was very similar to.
But you ain't asking him that.
You asked you.
It was.
He
Wayne.
said it twice. That's why
you asked him. He gave you a response. You supposed to. What does that mean though?
I wanted to make sure everybody else in the room heard it because he said it so smooth. He's like,
Wayne.
it was Wayne.
It was Wayne.
It's Wayne. What the fuck does that mean?
Well, it's Wayne being Wayne. What Wayne shows is that in the history of artists, right, is how many artists are as consistently able to perform. Just put music out. Like Wayne is the cool thing that Wayne is able to do is that he is continuously just continues to drop ideas. And then whether you like it or don't like it is up to you, but he keeps going. He doesn't care what y'all think, what anybody thinks. The people that rise with it. The people that don't, oh well. I'm going to still put out some shit if I'm allowed to.
Yeah, G, that's all well and good, but nigga, I was just asking you how the music was, fam. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. You gotta stop.
It was Wayne from, if you listen to the Dedication 6, it was Wayne from Dedication 6. So I feel like these were songs that was actually on Wayne's Dedication 6.
So that's why you're saying
but this
that,
is stuff he's getting paid straight for.
You still feel like this is old shit still.
Yeah, I feel like this is all stuff that he probably had on Dedication 6.
Okay. What? And I'm gonna fuck with you on that because you're and it's only funny because you how you're talking about it is exactly how Wayne's treating all of this shit. It's like, yo, I'm not attached to none of it because it's so old.
Bro, I have it over here. Y'all might as well listen to it.
So it's
what am I supposed to do with it?
I guess that's my beef with it is like I can't be that into it if like C5 was so dope to me until I watched Crown.
It was dope
until I watched Crown.
So it's not dope.
It's still dope. It's still a really fun listen. But once Wayne was just like, yeah, my nigga, that shit old. Like I can't even vibe with you in your excitement right now. I know the fans are here and excited for me, but it's so old I can't be excited. I'm sorry.
I feel it.
So I always want to align with the artist in that regard to where if Wayne ain't on that, what is he on right now? What the new shit sound like? You know what I'm saying? Like he was, and it wasn't like he was trying to be fake humble or none of that. He was genuinely annoyed at the fact that this press run for C5 is 4 years too late. He was annoyed by that shit. At least that's what I got from Crown. So then once I started seeing that on Crown, I was like, well, I can't go back to C5 and jam it the way I was jamming it the first few nights. Because I played that bitch all weekend.
It's still a classic to me. I mean, now I can deem it a classic because I doubled back probably like last week. And I was like, damn, you can really run through this album and just let it play.
Bro, Wayne's how he was just like, yeah, fam, this shit old. Like, Elliott Wilson was like the fans were gassed and it had questions, and Wayne was just like, the intro. Yeah, exactly. That's what he kept doing. He was just like, yeah. He's like, the intro, man, with your mom crying, and then you got Triple X saying don't cry. He was like, yeah, man, I didn't even do none of that shit. I was like, wait, what?
That was Mac May.
He said Mac May. Yeah, Mac had that idea, man. I just rap. I was like,
which is what I've always respected, bro. Off of.
I respect the shit out of it, but now it's like
because I don't think y'all didn't listen to Dedication 6, did you?
I listen to that. It's
I
Wayne.
listen to it.
It's
but
Wayne.
It's just like, nah, this ain't dedication. This is just
some
shit.
Yeah, that see, and that's the thing, G, where we gotta be
rapping, bro.
Well, we gotta be honest about shit. There's dedication 1, there's dedication 2,
For sure 3,
and there's dedication 3, and then there's everything else.
4 was alright.
Nah, them 1, 2, and 3 are
classic. They're classic.
1, 2, and 3 is something else.
But 6, I feel like 6 and 6 Reloaded was back to that elk though. As far as like somebody who is back to being interested, in rapping.
And you know what
he took off years from being interested in the whole rap shit because he was the best rapper that there was.
You know what the cold part is, G? I'm not even knocking the rapping on 4, 5, 6, or 6 Reloaded. I'm knocking the intention. The intention behind it. And where I'm validated in that, or at least I feel like I'm validated in that, is when he goes, yo, the intro of my mom crying and then getting the X feature and it being sequenced like that was all Mac Main's idea. That's where the intention went. Mm-hmm. So if Wayne isn't at the center of the intention on like the beats, that's why dedication 1 through 3 sound the way it does, because Wayne is like, he's still listening to shit. When Wayne told me he wasn't listening to shit, I was like, oh, okay. That's what happened. You see it with every fucking artist. The second they stop consuming, you can't trust the intention anymore. Because what are you inspired by?
Right.
Wayne was the reason we got fucking Upgrade You, and he's blacked out on that shit. He was listening to other shit.
Right.
He was consuming. The second you stop consuming, my nigga, I can't trust your intentions. I can't.
I don't have the same backing on that one.
You wouldn't, because it's Wayne.
So, what other music we wanted to talk about? Cause
My man, I'm not letting my man off the hot seat because Wayne shit.
I think it's just two different like standpoints on this. Is that I kind of rock a little bit more with who the person is. Like I kind of get where his mind frame is on these things. Like he does his music and he does the shit that he doesn't like. That's away from music. So when he gets back into music, the music is usually fire for me. But I also know that he's not spending too much time on this.
All right, let me ask you something, L. Because you fuck with Wayne.
Or spend so much time with this.
You fuck with Wayne.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Wayne don't got to put out another record. And you
my nigga didn't know who X was.
That's
right.
That's my whole point. That's the whole point I'm making.
Are you the type that if Wayne goes in the booth, right?
Is he supposed to know who the X is? Is Lil Wayne supposed to know who XXXTentacion is?
Am I crazy? If I'm crazy, y'all tell me. I'll shut up, bro.
Oh shit!
Wayne not knowing who Triple X is nuts. It just is.
Now I want to know why.
In this grand scheme of,
do I sound crazy now? Because I'm wondering why.
In the grand scheme of you being our nigga,
right?
Like he's not. This ain't Jay. This ain't Big. This ain't Pac. This ain't none of that fake. Well, we got to fake like we understand why he's a legend to us. I know why Wayne is a legend to me because of what he stands for. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like Hove is sort of a stretch because of the age. Mm-hmm. Like I shouldn't have been listening to Hove when I was listening to him, but I was listening to him cool. But Wayne is sort of a real time GOAT for me personally.
Okay.
I've never been more let down than when he goes, yeah, I don't really know who that is. Because that wasn't true 10 years ago. 10 years ago, he was up on shit. And the up on shit part only makes him more lethal. I get it. He got other shit going on. He ain't got time for all that shit. That's something different. That's something. These are two different things for me. If you're going through shit, and you got other business to take care of, and you ain't got time to consume all this other shit, cool. But in the grand scheme of creativity, consuming and being inspired is the sole base of creativity. The second you stop being a fan, I can't trust your sensibilities because I'm trusting your sensibilities from your fandom. All of Wayne's sensibilities, the beats that he was picking, is some fan shit. He was picking them beats because he was a fan of 3 Stacks. Like Carter, like Dedication 3 sound the way it do because he's a 3 Stacks fan. Mm-hmm. Dedication 2 sound the way it sound because he was just a fan of all the shit that was coming out. Dedication 1 sound the way it do because he's a fan of Jay. Mm-hmm. And he would, man. And then when you come to nigga, you're not a fan no more. I can't listen. I can't trust you, bro. I just can't. Not as somebody I'm calling the nigga for me.
No, I think I have a big issue with people who just never acknowledge that was a thing. Like
acknowledge what was a thing,
that they were a fan of something or that they grew inspiration from something. Like they just popped up on the scene the way that they were. And I have a big issue with that thing.
That's all I'm saying.
Like now, like at this point, Wayne is he's that type of symbol. So therefore, I'm not getting mad if he doesn't know who the people is.
But see, that's where you go to. That's where the greats go to die the second they stop consuming. For me.
No, I think it's more so, bro. The greats thing after you've been great, bro, for 20 plus years, bro. And what are you expecting from me now?
Not expecting shit from you, but other than still be tapped in.
Just
and still love it. Because if you don't love it, why do I love it? Why do I have to love it? Wayne, like he was talking, and his frustration, I want to assume is just from the legal battle and all the shit that he went through. And I'm giving him that. But if that's how you feel about it, I'm aligned with you, so I'm not gonna love it like that thing because you don't really love it that way. He don't fuck with C5.
So just is gonna make a good segue.
He don't fuck with C5 dropping now. I don't think it's that he doesn't.
That matters to me because I'm getting it right now.
It's gonna be a great segue for the next.
Who you got? Well,
I was gonna say what you're saying is just like when he got inducted in the Songwriter Hall of Fame. He gave shout outs to a whole bunch of people we didn't expect him to.
Yep.
Mac Miller,
hella people.
Playboy Cardi, like hella people.
He 50. Joe,
Right.
like he named a lot of people.
Right. So it's just like it let us know that Hove is constantly watching or listening, even when we think that he's not. You know, he doesn't have to mention, he doesn't have to say, "Oh, I like it" or "I don't like it," but he let it be known that, "Yo, I recognize y'all." And what L is saying basically is like Wayne doesn't say that. Wayne more so says, "Oh, I don't know who that is." You know, he said it about Kodak. He said it. Now he's saying it about Triple X, and it's just like, you as a fan, you want to hear like, bruh, I want you to listen to these people because these people actually have an influence on what's going on.
No, these niggas only exist because of you.
Right. They're products of you. They're
Kodak
babies of you.
Kodak and X, we only have because of Wayne.
Right. So
Travis Scott, we only have because of Wayne.
But that's
Kendrick
what I'm
Lamar, we only have because of Wayne.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you want him to subscribe to that, and the way L is, and the way L that sees Wayne, he's okay with Wayne being like, I don't know until he becomes a problem or like somebody forces me to say.
It just validates all my feelings about the music prior to C5. Is that, oh, he's not a fan no more? Because I've heard Pharrell talk about it.
Oh, well, he made that apparent when he was saying, "I'm retiring, I'm done."
I didn't know. This is news to me.
You don't remember when he did that whole retirement shit, and then Kendrick went on Twitter or whatever, posting all those videos.
Oh, I
that
do
nigga
remember.
not to quit.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he went through that stint to where he was like, "Nigga, I'm done with this shit. Fuck it."
Okay, well, if he's done, I got to be done too. It's the same way I feel about Blueprint 3. I can't like that album.
I think Money the artist, you gotta say these things. Like I think you gotta say these things, and you also gotta feel these things.
How you go Money the artist and Money the person? It's the same thing. What? How else am I supposed to feel about that?
I know, but I'm grouping it into one person.
Here, help me understand.
You're all. This is all one being I'm talking about right now.
Help me understand.
I just have to say Money the artist.
Help me understand why I have to say that.
You about to walk yourself into some shit. I told you we got in the room.
No. I'm happy. I'm happy to go there. Please help me.
No.
Help me out, G.
It's good.
Come on.
No, what I'm saying is that in order for an artist to believe in the craft in which he is working within, there's a certain level of understanding of that craft that you would like the entire thing to be. So who you fuck with within the game, you would think would fuck with other people within the game. So
that
therefore
that I fuck with.
Yeah,
personally?
people that you fuck with personally, or whatever, or the artists that you fuck with personally, or something like that. That they have a certain connection with the rest of the game that makes it stronger. I get that, and I get that view of it. But what I'm saying is, for this particular person, Lil Wayne, he has always been Lil Wayne. This is not a different person that he's being. This is a person that he said he was going to be. He said he didn't want to rap past a certain time.
He did say 35.
He's still rapping right now. But what he's doing is that he's going to end up cycling out at some point. I think that we don't have much more Lil Wayne time.
I give y'all that. Then don't try to make me care about Carter 5. That's all. If he don't care about it, I don't want to care about it. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't even say care about Carter 5.
If he's checked out, I'm checked out. That's all I'm saying, because I don't.
What's up.
It's the same thing with MJ. I'm damn near about to check out LeBron because I can't watch LeBron get old. It was hard watching MJ play in the Wizards. It was fucking. I could have cried watching Shaq play in Boston and Phoenix, bro. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see it. I need my niggas to. I need to remember Wayne as the Wayne that changed my dedication to change my life, my nigga. Don't tell me nothing else. And so if Wayne,
so you're not gonna enjoy the farewell tour?
No, hell no. I'm not watching no LeBron farewell tour.
Wayne for sure is not gonna do no farewell tour.
I'm not watching. No,
he's not doing that. I know that. I don't know Wayne enough to say what he will or will not do, but I'm not
saying Wayne's doing a farewell tour. I'm saying that
he will in the future.
No, I'm saying he's doing a version of it where it's like, I'm never going to be the little hungry child that was trying to prove himself in Cash Money. Bro, that's not gonna happen. You're not. Bro,
that's not who I'm asking for.
I feel like that's what you're asking.
That's not who I'm asking for.
I like C5 Wayne.
I like C5 Wayne.
I
like Dedication 6 Wayne.
I like C5 Wayne until I hear Wayne talk about it. Like it sounds painful. He doesn't sound happy.
Well, then you can't subscribe to the person no more.
I have to subscribe to the person. It's what I've.
You can't. It's been plenty of artists that I say like, bro, I don't like their personality, but I fuck with their music.
And I'm different. See, this is maybe where we all differ.
What's up?
Is that every artist, I fuck with the person.
No, you're right. My bad. Let me backtrack.
It's just a part of because of the
too much House of Cards, man.
the element of the delivery, you know, like the what they're saying and how true that story may be. And again, it's not even if it's on some street shit, they don't even have to be fully living it, or if it's on some braggadocious shit, some Big Willie shit, they don't have to be living. They don't have to have it.
I can't agree with that though, man.
They don't have to. And let me explain why though. I'm telling you why. Because two things can be true in that element. A lot of those guys, where they're talking about the Big Willie shit, are talking about prophecy for them. They not niggas automatically want to dismiss it as it's something they bragging on and all this shit they trying to stunt. It ain't always that. It's like, nigga, it's just some shit I want to do.
Right.
And that's okay. It ain't nothing wrong with that.
This is why I recanted my statement from the previous moments ago. If I can't connect with an artist on a personal level, then I most definitely can't listen to their music. Like I thought I could before, because I'm trying to think of who I heard. Like, Money, I'm pretty sure you being in the industry, you've met some of your idols,
some of my heroes, nigga.
Right?
It's heartbreaking,
and you meet them,
and I ain't listened to that shit a day since.
Right. So it's just like you find out that they either be acting a certain type of way towards people, or they carry themselves a certain type of way, or, you know, they talk about they live this type of, the whole facade, and you see that shit get torn down after you either hear a story from a credible source or you see it for your own eyes. And it's just like, you absolutely right. Once that veil comes down, like,
I haven't listened.
I can't subscribe no more.
That LA trip was the most heartbreaking shit I ever took.
That's what I was thinking about as you were saying it. So it's just like, I don't know.
Well, with that being said, bro, I don't feel like that's the same way that Wayne is. So.
No. We just went off.
And the fucked up thing is, I honestly think we're all saying the same thing. I love C5.
Right.
If Wayne,
you just didn't love his reaction to it. I got it.
Not even his reaction, G. If he's over it, I'm over it. If he's not having fun, I don't want my man to have to go do a press run if he don't want to go do a press run. Right. I want him to fully believe in what he's giving us, because a Wayne that believes in what he's saying or believe in what he's delivering at the time that he's delivering it. He's doing that because of
Mac, though.
His Mac is his nigga, and that's again.
And he's like, Mac is like,
again,
hey,
but
bro,
that's another element.
You gotta go on these interviews.
But
you gotta do this shit.
That's another element of why Wayne is a treasure.
Super.
He has a nigga in Mac Main who is hella smart, that he absolutely put all his business trust in, and that delivered a project. Like, see, that's the brilliance of C5, and that's why I want to love C5 the way that I do. Because Wayne is still in that vein of where he'll let niggas produce him. That's the brilliance of being produced for all the rappers that still don't know what that shit mean. You have a nigga that you trust his ear. He tells you, hey, fam, you do this, do that, do that. That don't take nothing away from you. That actually says more about you, that you're willing to let your man who you trust, who you claim to trust, produce you and come up with something. That intro to that second song is fucking brilliant, bro.
Lack of ego.
Lack of ego, but you see it with all the greats. You see it with all the greats. My bad. Go ahead. What were you about to say?
You was about to say something.
What was that? No, I'm saying that.
No, you know how nigga on the mic.
Nah,
that was it.
My bad.
I thought you.
Nah, but I still think that C5 was worth it, and C5 happened when C5 was supposed to happen. So regardless of how Wayne feels towards it and what Mac did to it, I believe that the public, the way that they received it, was perfect. It was perfect timing for it, because for one, y'all were killing Wayne back when C5 would have dropped. So I don't know if it'll have been received correctly.
Nah, that C5 drops 4.5 years ago.
We didn't have the whole but you got to think about it. We didn't have the whole internet craze thing that we have going on that
we did
would have helped out with that whole
no,
we didn't have the Shiggy thing jump off yet. So we didn't have a lot of things that made C5 even bigger than what it was.
Kendrick had already did his thing about Wayne, please don't go. Like, everybody had already, like, Wayne, like, that's the thing. And maybe you guys are right. This is artist money talking, because all of the artists that I fuck with, Wayne is a national treasure.
That's why it's important to me.
And so that's what I mean. When you have the respect of your peers like that.
Oh yeah,
C5
all the peers are sick when Wayne said he wasn't gonna be around.
C5 could have dropped any time. And then so if you're telling me these songs and the intent and everything holds more merit for you 4 years ago, what does an excited 4 year ago Wayne look like if Jay pulls that deal off to release C5 the way they wanted to release C5 before Baby and Universal put a stop to it, put a cease and desist to it?
I don't know what excited Wayne looked like.
I do. Them squad videos of him and Currency and Mac Main on the bus. That shit was amazing.
Okay.
I didn't know you was going back.
Happy Wayne.
That was happy.
Happy Wayne is different.
I've seen Happy Wayne.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
I was just saying like 2014 Happy.
Nah, I'm talking about 2006 on the bus, nigga,
okay,
with the
that
handheld
bus promo was nuts.
with the handheld shitty camera Wayne.
Yeah.
Nigga, they had they was using the sidekick camera on them videos, boy. Yeah. That's the Wayne I'm talking about. So, new music. We got new Smino.
They.
Yeah, I seen They came out. I didn't listen to that
Smino, they. Who am I missing? Did y'all listen to Short Shit?
No.
I listened to it because of the producers.
Grizzly.
T Grizzly shit was hard. Dirk shit was hard. Smino shit was hard. They shit was hard. Who am I missing, G?
That's what I got out this week, actually. Other than that, it was music. It was just like
I'm missing
singles.
somebody.
Earl Sweatshirt. Did he put out a
Earl
project
just put
or
out a
song?
He just put out a single.
Okay.
That's a dope ass song.
Nowhere to Go.
Yeah.
Earl's new shit.
JID's Off D's.
Yes.
Trey Songz put out a single.
Little Dragon's new shit is
put
hard.
out an album, an EP.
Did you listen? No, Diggy.
Oh, Diggy
Simmons. Yeah.
Simmons.
Yeah. Don't sleep on Diggy. Diggy's
Don't sleep
nice.
on
No.
Diggy's nice.
I heard he got a couple bars.
Y'all fuck with Little Dragon? No. Two left. Yukimi and
Is that
it's like some soul
like
electro overseas shit. They're amazing though. Yukimi's special. That whole group is dope. Fuck with Little Dragon.
okay.
You fuck with Little Dragon? Yeah, that's definitely some shroom music. Shroom and no shoes. But Smino shit was like
you gotta have no shoes.
Smino's Noir was incredible. You fuck with Smino, G?
No.
You would fuck with that album. You would fuck with Black Swan too. Smino is like, how could I describe Smino?
Might need to be putting me on the music on this pod, by the way, man. Because it'd be a lot of people that I'd be having like right there underneath the radar for me, just like right there hovering.
But Smino is one of those cats. Like, you fuck with Smino?
What was his song that he put out a little while ago that was like the big one first?
His big, I don't remember what the standout single off Black Swan was. I just remember Black Swan sort of shaking the industry up. Black Swan is an album.
Got it. I thought that was like a group.
No. So Smino is the artist, and then Black Swan is the album, and that shit took everybody by storm.
Okay.
And then this new one, Noir, nigga, that shit, it's like. Okay. He's got the wordplay of Big, but the melody of Three Stacks, and so it's just like, yikes. He's a problem, and I don't even know where he's from. Like I just fuck with him. Like, and
watch him be from Atlanta.
Watch him be. He's got to be from Atlanta. I don't know where else. That's fucked up. Now let's find out where Smino's from, because he might not be from Atlanta.
He could also be a New Yorker with the Atlanta sound.
I don't care where nobody's from. No, I don't care.
Yeah, no, that's just semantics at this point.
Yeah, I don't care at all. He is from. Is he from St. Louis? He's not from St. Louis, is he?
Actually, I did just see that somewhere.
He is from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Smino's from St. Louis. I feel fucked up for disrespecting St. Louis to give they nigga to Atlanta, but Smino is.
Oh, that is right here. Yeah,
he's from St. Louis. You fuck with Smino, Poe?
Never heard of him.
Yeah, Noir. Listen to Noir if y'all get a chance. I think that was the project of the week for me.
Okay.
Shout out. I want to shout out to Young Murph, for Irk, to Pilo, all my niggas that made it on Short's 25th anniversary album. Like, that's a big deal. Just like Bay Area legendary shit, and for my nigga, like, I know that shit meant a lot to Kevin Allen. I know that shit meant a lot to Pilo. I know that shit meant a lot to Murph. To be a part of the Legends 25th album. Like, that's a big deal. So shout out to all my niggas that made the cut, man. Because I feel like they recorded hella songs and then just start chopping niggas. basically.
Shout out to y'all. And shout out to Auntie Didi. Happy birthday.
Oh, mama, happy birthday.
Happy B-Day.
I'm officially older than you
turn.
because she been 25, nigga, since
She been stretching
since
it.
03.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I see you. Shout out to my sisters too. They
Well, that nigga
they
been
took her
garbage,
they took her on
boy.
an awesome B-Day celebration, man. So she had it, and then me and Auntie JJ did lunch with her on Friday, and then she did brunch with all her partners this morning. So she gonna do her
been
birthday
lit this
all
She been going.
the whole month. She gonna do her birthday.
That's what's up.
And
I
then
ain't mad
shout
at that at all.
happy birthday to Jill too.
Yeah, shit,
happy
sissy,
belated.
happy birthday.
I was with I went and saw Stanley Thursday, and that nigga's still funny, G.
Bro, always. That Belizean, bro. That's they keep it lit, bro.
Keep it lit,
Like,
man.
That fire just keeps on burning, boy.
Did you have any more music you guys want to highlight?
I just want to highlight They real quick. They dropped the album was 17 minutes of fire.
17 minutes.
17 minutes of hot fire.
We got to talk about that too. Push is on his campaign for album of the year, and he's not wrong. But
I wouldn't do that.
But it's 26 minutes. It's 27 minutes. The Pusha album.
Mm-hmm.
It's not 30.
No, it was a very strong project, but I can't get that. But
No,
this
I'm
is
not-
the same. This is the
I'm not
same
even-
year.
Cool.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing
I thought
album. G.
you-
I'm just
I
saying.
heard you like, I guess Pusha. You know,
Whose album
you
of the
said
year?
it was a strong album.
Whose
so,
album
okay.
of the
No, it was a strong album.
Thank
but
you.
this is the same year that J. Cole dropped.
Okay.
J.
And,
Cole.
So you
and
got
if-
Cole?
If you go
Yeah.
back and listen to that album, bro, like KOD, that you just gotta listen to.
So
KOD.
you got KOD. What you got for album of the year?
Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. I haven't even considered it yet.
Okay.
My ballot's
Who you
on
got
me.
album of the year so far? Okay. So this me and G. So far, G, you got KOD, and so far I got Nip.
Okay.
You got Nip?
Nip is
Oh
on.
yeah.
Okay.
No, nothing. It's either Nip or J Rock for me. Nothing has beat those two records yet. And the only reason I can't give it to Push is solely because of time.
No, I mean I get it.
Solely because I want to go Push, but Nip gave me 56 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Rock gave me 48 or whatever it is. Pause. It's just a way longer vibe.
Right. No, I get it. Too much shit has came out this year for me to just be able to dictate what album of the year is right this second.
Yeah, so I'm right now. I got Nip, J Rock, Mick Jenkins, and it's only been a couple days, but Smino is in that room for me. But right now, Nip and J Rock are like way ahead of the pack, and then Push is right there too.
I'm going KOD off of simply off of influence, like impact.
Impact.
I
What
feel-
do
I
you
feel
mean?
like-
What do you mean? Tell me more.
Yeah, because just the subject matter for KOD was so timely with how much we're dealing with in the last
Mac dying.
bro, the last few years, just with
Damn, G, you might have just
no,
influenced me
that's
that
why
fast.
you have to listen to KOD again.
He might have just made me change my shit that fast and hard. And I didn't even have KOD in my top 5.
No, you have to listen to it again, bro. I revisit it from time to time. It's just a matter of the subject matter is so
You might have just changed
touching,
my,
bro.
you might have just changed my shit that fast.
At the same time, what you saying, going off what you saying, G, like the subject matter and shit, what Cole was saying, his features even after that, like his actions,
He's been on one.
His
He's been
actions,
getting
yeah.
features with people. I'm like, damn, he got a
Moneybagg.
feature with Moneybagg, yo, and it was hard.
That shit was fire. That
It
shit
was
was
like-
crazy.
But
that's my
But that's
I'm-
going back to what the type of hype that Cole's on right now.
Right.
If you look at his interview when he's talking about
The one with Angie?
the whole
Yeah.
idea of meditation and getting getting away from the outside noise,
Yeah.
and learning more about the interior soul and stuff like that.
Right.
You see that product amongst everybody else. Like that's all his features are pretty calculated.
Yeah.
His album was calculated.
Right.
It was all
His tour.
His tour, him coming out when Mac passed and telling everybody, "Oh, reach out to me if you ever feel a certain type of way."
Yeah.
And we can go through some
Damn,
things.
G,
You know
you
what I'm
didn't
saying?
just
Like
influence
he's
me
been
like
on
that.
one focus, and that stuff is more touching to me than somebody telling me something about the drug game. To tell you the truth.
But that's just like Dot. when Damn came out.
Exactly.
Like his follow up.
Exactly.
So he might get MVP this year. Now that I think
You going to
about it.
Cole?
I mean, me and G have our yearly wrap ups.
Yeah, we got a fire ass list every year, man.
Last year was Dot.
Dot was Damn.
MVP.
What was
Before that, 2016 was Rihanna.
Anti?
Yeah.
I can get with that. Anti was my album of the year 16.
And everything that she did after that, Fenty, all the shit. she had going for herself.
16 had Anti was my album of the year 16, but it was a real close race for 16.
MVP was just overall.
Overall, not
What
just
you've
album,
done.
not album.
Like music,
I got it.
business, influence.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking album, but I think G might have just
Swayed you?
he might have, at the very least, he shook up
Just had something
my
to
decision.
revisit,
I got
yeah.
something to think about now. I'm going. See, I think with Nip, I don't know if I'm just thinking music. I think I'm thinking more business MVP type shit and execution,
No, it was really a
and
victory
then
lap.
going
Like,
through
it's
the
a
really
whole picture.
a real victory lap in that regards. And then Rock is similar, where I'm thinking about my connection to his story, what he means to TDE, what he means for us, why we have a Kendrick, why we have a Schoolboy, why we have a Soul, why we have a SZA. I think that's more so what I'm thinking and why the music resonates the way it does. If I'm going solely music, though.
Yeah, no, it's a conversation.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
I got to think about that more.
But with they and the 17
Oh, that's
minutes,
what you were saying.
what I was thinking about with that is I feel like they're doing this is like a promo. Like they're actually they're getting like their material together to pitch something. I feel like.
Oh yeah, that's the new.
Because I think they're like a full blown group that can put together scores.
Yeah.
Like I see them doing film and doing all kind of shit. Like they can really do the background music to a lot of shit. Because you could just insert anybody on their sound.
G, and why you're right on the money with that is where groups like that, where they have the upper hand, is output. And so where a rapper who's solely dependent upon the beat and the producer and all that shit is a lot more limited and has to be a lot more calculated in the release. What my evolution personally as an artist has been working with more inclined musicians because it allows you to create a much more impactful and a larger scale project in a shorter amount of time. Because the overall thread, as they call it, is forever. It's pulsating. So when you get together for a weekend with a band, if you got a person in there that could play keys,
Right.
somebody is also, I can usually program the drums. If you get 2 or 3 people in the same spot that's just on a wave, nigga, you could fuck around and create a project in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? And so groups like groups like the internet, Gambino and Ludwig and all them, where they're going to continue to have the upper hand, is that they can just get shit off. They can get 17 minutes of fire off, where it's real reminiscent of the 70s, where Isaac Hayes would just pull up on niggas and just drop a 4 song project, but the intro would be by itself would be 17 minutes long because it's musicians just jamming or shit. You know what I'm saying? And so we're getting back into that realm, and you're 100% right. What they are going to morph into are bigger than artists. So they are pitching and showcasing themselves to be composers for TV and film and all that kind of. It's a fascinating spot, but if you could figure out how to maneuver in it, man, this is the time to get it. And so
I see them growing like an idea.
Yeah.
It feels very reminiscent of like V for Vendetta.
Hey, I got a real
Anonymous.
question for y'all. How do you? I mean, with this day and age, as far as all these EPs or short projects dropping, do you guys feel like it's? I feel like it's benefiting the music industry because even if you put out a short little 17 project, it can be
17 minutes.
17 minutes, sorry. It can be really dense to where you can live with 4 tracks for
a long time.
Let's just say 6 months until you actually have to do some other shit. You feel
What
me?
the revisionist history sucks for a lot of reasons, but one of the main reasons it's not fun is because it's always been like this. The worst thing you can do as an artist is release an album without having any traction.
Mm-hmm.
And so what the labels would do is that they would have you drop a single with an A side and a B side. And if you were lucky enough to have one of those catch, then you got the budget to go do an album. You didn't just go, hey, here's my album, please listen to it. No. And so what we're seeing is that artists are getting back to this phase of doing a ton of EPs, and then one of them motherfuckers catch, and then they got green light to do a 17-song project.
Yeah.
You know? And so you're going to hear all these purists talk about, oh, man, we don't know what to call it, the album, all this bullshit. But it's always been like this.
Yeah.
It's always been like this. You're not supposed to release, because it just costs too much money to do an album. Not even just to record it, but to market it.
Market it, yeah.
So in order,
that's the big part.
So to get the jump start on the marketing, you do an EP, you do a single, and then if one of those catch, then you do the record. That's it. That's standard music industry 101 that hasn't changed even with the streaming. You know, so shout out to
Gambino. Funded a whole tour off of 3 songs.
Oh, you feel me? So shout out to Bino, shout out to Push, shout out to her.
They're hard.
I know, but that was like
But it was hard.
3 hard ass tracks.
there was 3 hard tracks, bro. I ain't gonna lie about that. Yeah.
But no, shout out to all the niggas that are doing the EPs and doing them at a album quality.
Yeah.
You know, Push is an album. Don't ever get it fucked up. I'm beefing with it because I wanted more music. But and you talk about perfection,
Yeah.
that's perfection. And so there's a sacrifice that comes with that, where you go, all right, I'm gonna trim all this fat and give y'all I think it's like 27 and a half minutes or whatever of no dead space at all.
Right.
There's some brilliance in that.
Yeah.
But then we got niggas that are clipping that 45-minute mark, 50-minute mark of brilliance, and you're like, oh shit. And then people with just the EPs are giving, like that her shit. If that's just an EP, my nigga, shoot me, because that's brilliant, bro.
She got 2 of them, bro. So
Two of them.
It comes together
as
a full album.
But that's what they're doing with her. They're not going to let that clip off until something catches to where it's built in.
That makes
3 million
sense.
sales.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Eating off her just touring, whatever. the hell she got,
drop these EPs.
Because folks know her music word for word.
Yeah,
they would get in those arenas and venues or whatever.
Dog, think about the brilliance in that, doing an arena off 2 EPs.
Like, bro, she had a whole dude that was just doing replies to her songs. Man. Like he's about to pull together an entire career.
So yeah, artists out there, all the peers that are telling y'all not to keep being single oriented and EP oriented, that's just bad music business. Like, don't listen to them. They clearly don't know the business. You work on your album simultaneously, but that's all your leverage. Sit on that motherfucker until you get a single that breaks. Like, do that shit. I'm saying that as I need to start taking my own advice, because I keep putting out albums. I'm trash. Music though, happy 25th anniversary to Midnight Marauders.
Hey,
I figured y'all wouldn't give a shit, but that means the world to me.
Nah, niggas, you out of pocket.
No, not in a dissy sort of way, but what? Okay, let's have a conversation. What does tribe mean to y'all?
Who?
No, exactly.
I'm joking.
See what I mean? No, and I'm not mad at it. I know I'm a fucking old soul. Like I shouldn't love tribe as much as I do, but I do.
Nah, I mean that's great. I mean, it's not groundbreaking for me personally.
That's what I'm saying. I'm only saying that because we're the same age, and a lot of people our age feel like you, whereas my aunt and my godbrother are exactly 10 years older than me. So I remember when my aunt bought Extinctive Peoples. Mm-hmm. Like I went with her to buy that, and then the day she got Midnight Marauders, nigga, we drove around all day listening to that record. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I only like it because of how much I saw her vibing with it, or I saw other people 10 to 12 years older than me vibing with it and what it meant for them. Yeah. So it's not a knock on y'all that y'all don't fuck with it like that. It's just that shit means like somebody was asking me in an interview the other day, like my favorite who was like my dream collaborator it's Ali Shaheed and Tip. Just because of their understanding of the purity of sampling, but then how to take it a step further. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a knock on y'all, but 25 years, man, the Midnight Marauders, I wanted to celebrate that shit and say that's 25 years of excellence. a dominance, and when your album ages that well and is that groundbreaking, man, it means something. So
yeah, reaching 25 is crazy.
It's nuts. And then Missy, Songwriters Hall of Fame.
That's what's up.
Congrats,
I almost text you about that. Do you remember when Auntie bought Super Duper Fly?
Yes,
G?
I do, bro.
How long did we listen to that album?
Bro, I don't know, man.
That shit was like being transported in another universe. Cause here's this chick.
Bro, that was so much creativity on one project.
The voicings, the cadence, and then she would sing on your ass in a heartbeat, then have you like, nigga.
And she gonna follow that up with them dope ass videos.
Oh,
man. Missy was fire, bro. That was a treasure.
Say it again. Dog, it's such a
Missy was a treasure.
I wonder if Missy was thinking about it like this, and y'all could help me. Maybe y'all know, but think in hindsight, Super Duper Fly, was she trying to be more Dr. Dre? Because I'm saying that because of how she picked her spots on the album and the features she picked. It felt more Dr. Dre Puff, but a more talented version of them, if you will.
I feel like Missy and Timbaland just grew together, you know.
Yeah,
but the crazy part, if you look at Super Duper Fly, a lot of those beats, those are Missy, not Timbo. That's what niggas don't know.
No. But I'm saying them being together and how much of a genius Timbaland is.
But see, this is what I'm specifically talking about. Our introduction to Missy with Super Duper Fly, right? Mm-hmm. Busta's on the intro. She's not even doing her intro. And so it has this element of where, I want to get my producer shit off. I want to get my songwriter shit off, my creative shit off on some Dr. Dre Puff shit.
Yeah, I definitely think that was always her.
And then I'm a one up it and show y'all niggas can't fuck with me on this performance shit too. So it's like, to me, it feels like Dre and Puff on steroids. I just thought about that shit the other day. I was like, damn. Cause and then Lex saying it like, yo, Busta is, like, her intro is Bust. It's not even her.
He starts off, hey, yo, Missy.
That shit is it's just so dope to me on some creativity shit. I don't know, but congrats, Missy. I know it's just a nomination, but you deserve, like, if anyone deserves from the hip hop realm to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or the Songwriters Hall of Fame, excuse me, it's Missy, just because of how much she's contributed to. Like, there's songs that she wrote that we don't even know of. You know,
I think a lot of songs. She did a couple.
Look at that right there, bro.
She did a lot of Aaliyah shit. Yeah, she did a lot of Aaliyah.
Missy can sing.
Missy sings her ass off.
Yeah.
Missy's a songbird. Like, not even playing around. Like, Missy's incredible. She's again a treasure. Like, dead ass. So
and then
congrats.
being gone that long and then dropping that song she dropped like a year ago, 2 years ago.
and
it had the whole world stop for a second.
It whapped though. Like, it really was
had
dope.
the world stop for a second.
Yeah, shout out Missy.
Yeah, no, Missy special, man.
Another one that y'all might, but Lex is here, so it's the only reason why I could talk about it and not feel weird. Ball and G into the Hall of Fame, isn't that a big deal?
It's a huge.
Ball and G.
A Ball and MJG.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's
I just called somebody the other day, and you guys are gonna all kill me for this. But Ball might be in my top 5 for lyrics.
No, I know why you would say that. I know why you would say that.
Like, I called my boy, and he was like, "Yeah, get the fuck out of here." I'm like, "Nah, go back and just listen to the story that nigga said." And now that I'm older, listening to like some of them songs when he was coming out, because you got to think, I'm hella young.
Yeah, exactly. We older now. That shit.
I've been listening to.
Yeah.
Truly understanding.
Yeah.
Older listening to it, I was like,
But okay, so rap duos, right? I was thinking about this the other day. We automatically just pencil Outkast at the top. We just do. It's habit. Tip and Fife, where do we rank them? MOP, where do we put them?
Mobb Deep.
Mobb Deep, where do we put them? UGK, where do we put them? Ball and G, where do we put them at?
Top 10.
Gee, I named 6 people. I named 6 people. This nigga said top 10. No, but I'm just, in terms of you talking impact.
Kanye, Jay-Z.
Yep. Hip hop duo.
The Throne.
The throne. We put the throne in the duos.
Yeah,
Fuck
Throne.
no, I'm not putting them niggas in there.
Funny.
Throne. They don't have Throne ain't better than some of them albums and the niggas I just named.
Huh?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
No. Just because they had Beyonce on the track on Liftoff?
No, Throne is special, but I'm not. No, Throne ain't better than ATLians. Throne ain't better than Aquemini.
What you talking about?
Throne is not better than ATLians.
We talking about
Aquemini,
like,
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Like Throne ain't better than neither one of them records. So I'm not. I don't want to.
talking about like subject matter,
Throne is not better than those albums. Go ahead and say it.
production.
Go ahead and say.
I'm just
Throne-
trying to see.
Go ahead and say Throne are better than those albums.
It was marketed better.
It was
Oh,
turn.
I'm not talking to you guys.
It was more turn.
I said it was marketed better.
All right, man. Let's get off this music shit because you guys, L chastised me about Wayne. This nigga tried to tell me about what's marketed better. I don't.
You tried to tell us last week Michael Jackson wasn't shit.
Stop. Oh, do y'all know I got killed for that shit, bro?
Yeah,
I got
As you
killed for.
should.
I
You're
got
done.
killed.
Talked about that.
No.
you're dumb.
No. Are you dumb?
Are you
dumb? No, it wasn't even a Michael shit. I got killed for the Beyonce shit, bro.
I told you, bro. That Hive is nuts.
She ain't got no hits.
I never said that.
Boy, you gonna have this man getting
I never said that.
that mail.
What say it exactly? You
I said the music wasn't for me, and that made people mad as fuck.
why?
You know,
Because it's
you know
Beyonce.
why.
But why if it's not
you do
for
not
you?
talk. You don't talk against Beyonce.
Because it not being for you is a
Don't say
is a
nothing
cop
about
out.
Beyonce.
You when you say it's not for me, it's you copping out. And this is the rare instance where it's just the truth. Cause then I started thinking about it. I was like, man, I actually did fuck with hella shit off Dangerously in Love. Like, cause they chastised me so much that I was like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have said that. You know?
Beyonce got a few records.
We said
Beyonce got a lot of records.
She had a few that I go and be like, oh yeah, I know that track.
Nah, but then I had to think back on it. It's like, nah, she actually got a lot of them that I do fuck with. So now here I am playing pussy and walking it back. Here I am. They got me.
She also creates false confidence, though.
Oh, here we go.
Within women,
Here we
definitely talk
go.
about that.
Here we go.
She does.
Here we go.
That's a real thing.
Get them. These thoughts
That's very
of
real.
LG and LG
But no, we can go.
I'll
we can
stand
go.
on
We can
that.
go right to the
And
next topic.
These
though.
thoughts of Juan Poe and LG alone.
Definitely.
No, I really
Monty
believe
got
that,
killed
though.
enough for
It
last week.
causes
I
a
learned my lesson.
False confidence within women
Tell me more.
because women will forget the position that they're in and their reality, not just.
That's not just women. Niggas do that too.
So niggas out here getting false confidence from Beyonce?
Not from Beyonce. Niggas get false confidence from other niggas on IG.
Well, we could
that's
talk about
obvious.
that. We could definitely talk about that. So we can bring up the topic of where do niggas get their false confidence from. That's fine. But that doesn't change the fact that women get their false confidence from Beyonce.
From Beyonce solely. Now, 100%.
Like, that doesn't change that topic. So we can have the other conversation.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people operating with false confidence though, and y'all right. A lot of women do get them from B, but then there's, never mind.
But Beyonce's overwhelming though. Like it's like, oh come on now, not today.
Because tell me
Lay
right
off
now.
of it.
Yo,
Tell me right now.
yo.
Beyonce drop an album today. How many?
Every caption,
How many-
every caption, the whole album.
Okay, thank you.
No, you niggas not wrong.
All the shit you want
I
to
just
get off.
want to know.
All the
women
shit,
out
all the
there-
shit that you want to get off that you didn't have the words for.
Niggas
she
are
just
Beyonce,
curated.
Niggas are not.
Beyonce,
You just gave it to me.
psychologist. She's your therapist.
Bro, you just got a whole Lemonade album,
Bruh.
nigga, in your text messages.
Y'all are not wrong in that regard.
Like, why didn't you just tell me about this? Why you had to wait till Lemonade came out? Like now you got the words you want to say.
Seen you
You
yesterday.
just got
Why
those
you
words.
Yeah. No.
Come on, man.
She had to
Well-
wait for Lemonade to drop the T.
Well, where y'all really killed me at last
Here all
week
night.
was not having watched House of Cards yet. So I'm gonna assume that y'all didn't finish House of Cards yet.
No, I finished it.
You finished it. He didn't.
No, I'm on like episode 5 though. I was supposed to get all the way through it.
Yes, nigga.
Damn,
I ain't
my
gonna
bad.
lie. After episode 4, that shit just take off. You was right. I didn't get to 5 yet. After I got
You
done
fuck with
with
House of
4,
Cards, Lex? Ah, G, how you episode what? 5?
Like 4-ish, 5.
How you feel?
I was with it from the jump, to tell you the truth. So,
Okay.
I saw what y'all was talking about.
And that goes away quick.
Yeah,
It goes away quick.
it does. I mean,
yeah, that goes away.
Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of
Nah, that shit went away after episode 1, because I came in here talking that bullshit last
Yeah,
week.
because you
Off of
only saw-
after, so
yeah,
I only
yeah.
saw 1. I went home after we had the podcast and watched episode 2. I was like, man, I got to take all that
I
shit
see
back.
the angle they're taking. I haven't got to like the shits yet, but
Yeah.
I see the angle they're taking, and I do like it. I do like it.
I wanna-
It's great ass writing.
I want to openly apologize to the creators and the writers of that show.
Like that's the only way that they could take it, but it was creative as hell.
Create hella creative. House of Cards, y'all put y'all foot in that shit. I fuck with y'all. This season is it season 5 or 6?
6.
This is season 6 is phenomenal.
I like women taking lead.
But you know what?
I feel like they OD'd on it.
They didn't know. They did that shit tasteful. I wanted to say they was gonna OD on it, because that's what I was complaining about last week, and then they just do it in a real tasteful ass way. So the writing is brilliant to me, considering the circumstances and what the pressure they were under.
Right.
It was just like it's a brilliant display.
I mean, I like them. Yeah, you got it. But I like them transitioning into. You guys need to know that this is who our lead is. Now. So now we're gonna start giving you backstory on her.
Yeah.
And shit that you would have not paid attention to before. Now we're gonna force you to pay attention to it, because that's the best way to switch up people's people who have been watching it.
It's just not easy to do.
It's not easy to do.
Everything
That's
that
the
they
way
did
to
in
do
this
it, though.
in season 6 is not easy to do.
Yeah,
They made that shit look
spun that shit
Man.
hella quick.
like, you can't do that shit in the show. You gonna introduce a new lead to us, and we supposed to accept that and roll with you.
Right.
And then, nigga, by episode 2, you like, yep, y'all got it. I'm
They
rolling.
pulled it off. They pulled it off.
They pulled y'all House of Cards. Y'all did that. Like, that's a brilliant ass show. And the crazy part is, as great as all those other seasons are, season 6 might be the best season, bro. Like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Just on some pure writing shit and execution. My nigga Doug.
Yeah, no, Doug's been wrong.
You gotta get to episode 10.
I can't wait to talk. I can't wait to talk to G.
You gotta get there, G.
I can't wait to talk to G after the shit over.
You might have to double up a day. Pause. Like, on the-
Oh no, I'm in now. I literally just started watching it probably yesterday or the day before.
Oh,
that. So,
got you.
So I got through a good amount of it. But yeah, what I was saying though, just off the top, was I was very intrigued by them switching it up like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she's always been a very strong actress.
Yeah.
But they also like just dug right in on, man, who my OG crushes have always been. Like Diane Lane has always been like a real crush on me though.
See, we revealing a lot, G, because I'm the same way, and I don't know why I always felt that way about her.
Faithful,
Is
she
that
was
what
a
it-
full on OG.
Is
bro.
that what it was?
Yes.
See, yeah.
But before that too, I think it's just Faithful is where she just let her
It's
rip
like,
though.
bruh, why have I always but her and Robin though? I've always fucked with Robin.
Robin too.
Yeah.
Hella appeal.
Always.
Like OGs that really know how to use their appeal.
Yeah.
You can respect that.
Yeah. No, they kicked the ass on House of Cards, man. Great shit. Do we care about Complex Con at all?
No.
Okay. We don't. Fuck
That shit
Complex
came
Con.
from the shadows.
Nah,
No.
not even fuck Compass Con, but it's just like, unless you want to talk about it.
No, I only wanted to talk about it because it was Complex Con. Well,
Is that a big thing?
say it again.
I just want to
is that a
know
big
why
thing?
you wasn't there.
It is a really big thing. I didn't go. I don't know why I didn't go. I should have gone.
So what is Complex?
You
Con
are a
exactly?
rapper.
Complex Con is Complex the magazine, everything in and around it, but it's their convention.
Is it like the what's the one they have for like the superheroes and stuff? It's
Like
that type of
Comic-Con?
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like that.
something where they're
So vendors and things that are spawned of in and around it.
Hip-hop.
Hip hop, not just hip hop, but they have a lot of music. Ton of music, a ton of rollouts. And so my favorite thing around Complex Con are the sneaker releases. Do we have this conversation? With you. Maybe I haven't talked to you guys, but for years, and I think it was just because of my financial situation. Like, I had completely like tricked myself into not fucking with sneakers no more.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember you saying that.
I gave all my shit away, like
Yeah.
my cool grays and my 3, like I just everything away, but it was only because this is weird as fuck. I was so broke. It's like, I can't have these shoes, but they were all I had. So I was like, man, fuck this shit. But now, like some of the releases have been so fire. It's like, I just saw like those 11s that came out a couple weeks ago, and then the ones that are about to come out.
They're not for sales.
Nigga. And then there's like I hella fuck with the Kyries and the 15 and the 16 LeBrons and obviously a lot of the Yeezy colorways and shit, and just how the shoes designed, because I fuck with the NMDs all together. And so, but the boost technology I fuck with. And so it's just like sneakers are hella cool again to me. But I'm 100% honest in just being like, yo, I didn't have the bread and really didn't have the energy. Like all the energy I used to dedicate to sneakers, like I just didn't have that shit no more, like the way I wanted to. And then once Craig died too, it didn't feel the same. So Craig was my partner, but he was also my connect at Nike. So
oh wow.
So once he passed away, dog, like I was over that shit. And he died. That was, what is it? It's 18. Craig died in 14, 13. You know what I'm saying? So it was. No, not even once he died, because once he got sick, he was like, it was like almost 2 years of him being sick. So once he got sick, it was just like over this shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of when it started. But now, nigga, the shit that got showcased at Complex Con, bro, the sneakers. Whoo! Did you see any of them, Poe? Or you weren't tripping like that?
I seen Pusha T had some.
Pusha shit was hard.
Yeah, I wanted those. I didn't follow too many others. So.
Clark Kent's new. He's got some new forces coming too, because that's where the Rockefeller joints got showcased at last year.
Yeah,
the Rockefeller Air Forces, and then the whole Jordan series, like they showcased like the next releases all the way through Christmas or through New Year, I think is what they showcased at Complex Con. So they got some fucking fire coming. So I wanted to talk about it more so about the sneakers. It was drama and shit that went down, but I don't really care about that. If y'all care, we don't have to talk about that shit though. That shit is corny, and I feel like somebody gonna actually get hurt in that shit. So I don't want to talk about it and like big it up, because there's real killers operating in that shit. So
what was it?
It was Tekashi and YG's crew.
YG.
Were they not
Slim 400? Slim 400.
Were they not letting them in the Complex Con or something?
Well, so Complex Con is in LA. Them YG that niggas run them type of shits because they just be out, like them the type of niggas that be out somewhere.
Right.
And so I think Tekashi was slotted to perform at that bitch, and you know he popped all that shit about LA and in YG and just thought it was gonna be sweet to just pull up and come in. And it was like they wasn't having it.
I respect that. So
calls the scene at the door and brought it. My nigga didn't perform. He didn't get no bag.
I respect
Simple as that. Like and I'm with you. Now you can't pop, like LA's a different beast. Like you might be able to get away with that shit in other places. You're not gonna get away with that in LA. And niggas get LA fucked up because it's LA, it's Hollywood, and all that shit.
Yeah, that's something that's misconstrued.
100 misconstrued.
Like you think about the glitz and glamour, but you don't realize that Hollywood Boulevard is the hood.
You feel me? So it's just like, but you gotta go down there and know niggas that be down there to know that you can't fuck around like that. And so bro was in for a rude awakening popping that shit, and I feel like that's his people around him not coaching him well, because like you don't really have to go get no bag in Chicago, so you can stay that super shit about Chicago and cities like that. No, I'm not saying like, but the industry goes through LA is what I'm saying.
Right.
So at some point you got to go get some money in LA. Right. You can sort of avoid Chicago until this heat dies down, because you don't have to necessarily go through there. But LA, you can't say no shit about that in LA and it be sweet. Right. You can't. It ain't no way.
No, that's right.
What else do we have? Sports shit. Jimmy to the Wolves or Jimmy to Philly?
Yeah, I'm for that.
Trust the process.
What we think though? Does that automatically make them number one to you in the East?
But
is Toronto still number one for you?
Celtics.
Yeah, Toronto's the most well-rounded squad. Don't sleep on the Bucks.
Or the Bucks too. Yeah.
Mainly for the Bucks, though, I think it's going to depend on how well the point guard plays.
Eric Bledsoe.
Like which Bledsoe shows up.
Yeah.
But just looking at them play against the Warriors, they have so much freaking length.
Yep.
Like they're like
Middleton,
really
Giannis, and Henson together is like
they made the Warriors feel like. Then that's the way I've always thought about playing the Warriors. Like I think you worry about the wrong people and you worry about the shots that everybody else makes.
Yeah,
that's the wrong mentality. Just stop Steph Curry from shooting 3-pointers, run him off 3-point line.
Yep.
And
run them off. See, that's the thing. They don't
run them off the 3-point line, and then don't let Klay Thomas shoot threes.
So
I know it's easier said than done, but those two guys, if you can run them both off the 3-point line, you can beat the shit out of the Warriors.
But I've never understood that, and this is a principles thing, and just from having played, you get your scouting report, right, and you know who does what, and you can't trade 3 for 2 for a full NBA game, because if you trade 3 for 2, you can get your ass kicked
all day.
So when G's saying run them off, that means just staying true to your principles. You're not in help if you're on one of them, and if you get switched on to them just by accident, you're not in help. Like, you're not to help off of the shooters. And so the frustrating thing about watching other teams play against the Warriors is that players continuously help off of Klay and Steph. Mm-hmm. And I'm just and I'm baffled at that, because those are the two people you can't help. You can't ever help off of.
Right.
And then what we learned in the playoff 3 years ago is that you gotta make Steph play on both ends. Mm-hmm. And what was so brilliant about the year that Cleveland won is that it didn't matter if it was LeBron or Kyrie, cool, but they would have times where JR, Iman, Deladova, no matter who it was, if they got switched on, if Steph switched on them, they would give him the ball, and LeBron would be like, yo, go to work.
ISO, man.
And it was the funniest shit ever, but you don't, and that only matters because of how engaged fam has to be on both sides. Because oftentimes they'll just hide him to where he doesn't have to exert any energy on the defensive end, and it's so brilliant to watch. Watch the chess moves in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, Budenholzer, how's that? he's a Popovich disciple.
Yeah, man, so I'm curious. Like the Budenholzer, like that's gonna end up being the move of the offseason. Is the Bucks getting Budenholzer, and then Chris Middleton coming into the year being healthy.
He's a player.
Because he can go. He can score with the best of them. But last year he was kind of trying to get reacclimated off the injury and stuff. But this year is the year where he's just as long too, where he can kind of switch and be interchangeable, but he can get a bucket with the best of them.
Most definitely.
You know?
Yeah, I like this. This is a fascinating year in the NBA, man.
You talking about 135 points a night. This just feel like some ABA shit, bro. This shit is crazy.
Oh, bro, when they did the whole change in the
rules, the defensive rules.
Was it the
shot clock?
Something with the motion. The shot clock too, but also you can't impede somebody's motion. Like you can't stop people from moving or whatever.
Foul,
bro. When they did that shit,
it's a foul.
It's automatically your score is going to go up at least 15, 20 points.
Yeah. So you looking at so many scores some nights, and it's like, dog, they scored 145.
On a regular.
Did they go and regulate? Did they go in OT? And they're like, no, that was regulation.
If you score under 110 right now as a team, then that means you're a trash ass team.
That's what was so crazy about watching Lakers and the Kings last night. The Kings have been one of the highest scoring teams. Lakers held them to 80, like 82, 84 last night. So you just like. So it's going to be some of them back-to-back nights, too, where cats isn't going to be feeling it. But people are putting up 140 on cats right now.
Yeah, they're getting buckets.
Yeah,
but, yeah, that Jimmy Butler move is going to be big just because I just want to see him come in and strong arms for niggas, bro. Because he just has that type of personality. And mixing that in with Embiid. And I feel like Embiid has that mentality and Simmons has that mentality where they really just want to destroy other cats. They needed that. So I think that having him on there is something that can really get the other guy going,
Absolutely.
Markel Fulton. there was another one where they had where they had Jimmy Butler, like had somebody like hemming another person up, where they had this frightened look. It's like, yeah, that's Jimmy. Day 2, they have to practice.
Man.
Like, bro, if you don't shoot these jump shots,
Yeah, he gonna
every
be
day.
he gonna be on Markel head. Let me see.
But no, that's a big move, man.
That's real shit though.
Yeah, that shit.
That's a big move, and then also, man, the Timberwolves they got a nice package back.
I thought so too. Like what Covington can provide for them
Covington is nice. I fuck
in
with it.
place of Jimmy. Like you're not getting a drop off at defense, and if Covington can, like Covington's 3-point percentage last year was
3
relatively high.
He makes threes.
So you can get
And with Derrick Rose playing better now,
yeah, you can get Cat back his shots. Wiggins will hopefully be a little bit more assertive. Jeff Teague, we'll see.
I really don't believe in him, but we'll see.
Wiggins,
Yeah,
damn man.
I really hate Wiggins' game, man. Like, what a passion.
I want to understand it though, bro. You got like physical attributes. He's got everything. What's the motor? What is it? The motor G or what is it? Mentality?
I don't know. He's a visual of a lot of the athletes that will be coming up. They'll have all these great skills because they have access to all these different things, but the motivation isn't quite there when you have so much money being thrown at you just because of what you
just
provide.
because of your makeup.
And that comes back to the topic that you were talking about with the OGs. That's the part that they can get irritated about is that they did work super hard
to get there.
Yeah. And then y'all just kind of shit on this.
Yeah.
You have the people that are outliers that look great out there, but you do have these cats that are getting max deals and they are not putting in the work to get those max deals.
No, that's true. That's true.
But it is what it is. Get your money, bro.
get your money, black man.
And Jimmy B, man, we can't wait to see you out there, bro.
Do y'all watch Kneading Dough on Uninterrupted? Brian and Them's network. Do y'all watch that show? So
is that the Duke one?
No. Kneading Dough is Maverick Carter's his financial discussion show that he does on that network.
No.
And he sits with different athletes and people that are dealing with, generational wealth and all this stuff and having a conversation in and around investing and
boy, Maverick been moving, boy.
Yeah, Mav has been on some shit. And so Brian did the first episode. He did it with Draymond. He did it with Elena Deladova. So this week's episode is with Magic. Boy, everybody go watch that right now. There's a lot of parts to it, and I won't ruin it for everybody, but there's a part specifically where he talks about what it was like going from Lansing to LA. Like, a lot of people, Magic played at Michigan State, but he's also from that town. And he gets drafted by the Lakers. And these are two different worlds, you know? Right. And here Magic is, he's just like, yo, but I want to be a businessman.
Yeah, I did see that part.
He's like, yo, I want to be a businessman. And he's telling anybody that'll listen to this, right?
The owner.
And Dr. Buss, it's like, yo, I want to take you on. I want to take you under my wing, and I want to teach you everything. I want you to know the inner workings. I want you to know any and everything in and around the Lakers business and just
the books and
the
all
books.
That, yeah.
I want you to know everything. I want you to know how season ticket holders work, the TV contracts work, the radio. I want you to know how everything works, right? Nigga, do you know his teammates would roast him, and the other players around the league would roast him for going to get that information? Like, oh, man, we can't really trust you, man. You buddy with the own. Like, you mad at him for going to get the game? And the reason that part stood out because Magic said, now when I walk around the league and, they have the players' appreciation nights and all this stuff, a lot of the players that were around that time ago, damn, man, we didn't see your vision. We get it now, though. And so that stood out, and I wanted a lot of people to hear that story, and I wanted to continue to share that exchange because of how much of a visionary you have to be to achieve a particular level of success. And then how much isolation from your peer group may come in the process of trying to achieve said success. And in the era and in the spirit of trying to be cool and trying to still fit in, a lot of times that won't coincide with pursuit of success. It just won't. And you may feel lonely, whatever that is, but if you got a big picture vision, stick to it, because a lot of times you'll be vindicated on the back end, you know.
And what's being said and what shouldn't be lost in the conversation is that we're talking to a particular group, because it's different for different walks of life, or say where you're from, or, you know, even what your skin color is. The movement is different. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing about the whole idea of being cool and being popular and having popular opinion, that's bred in a certain community that fucks up a lot of the bags by thinking that you should just be like everybody else in order to not get roasted. Yeah. You just don't want to get roasted, bro. And that's not the move, you know what I'm saying? In certain instances when you're trying to be first.
Absolutely. And Mav sort of echoed Magic's sentiment where he said, yo, early in the LeBron process, he wanted to establish and make his own relationships. So he would always showed up on time, always showed up in a suit, and he got clowned for it because he was trying to establish himself outside. He's like, yo, I don't know what the future holds. Like that he didn't want to bank on LeBron's success and that being his claim to fame. He wanted to make his own way.
Right.
You know, it's just a fact. It's so dope to watch men of color who have achieved that level of success share those gems. And I think on the surface, a lot of people won't interpret them as the cheat codes to the game, but they 100% are. Where you think about the conversation they're having, some of the principles Jay Prince has in his book. Some of that stuff Ta-Nehisi Coates is writing about, and even those guys themselves aren't marketing their works as the cheat codes to success, but within their writing and then in their interpretations and their pursuits, there is some stuff that we all can take and that are applicable universally to achieving success, 100%. Right. So I encourage people to go read those books, Jay Prince, Ta-Nehisi Coates, 100%. Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers for sure. But then watch Kneading Dough, not just the Magic Johnson episode, but all of the episodes they've had so far, where it talks about because how Maverick opens up the conversation is like, hey, Magic, did your parents have the conversation of financial responsibility with you? And Magic's like, nah, fam, I didn't even really know we was poor until I knew we was poor. You know, and that's consistent around our community, 100%.
I didn't know I was until I went to Spokane.
You feel me? I had no nigga until I think I told you the story.
I didn't realize the whole idea of not having both parents in a household was such a big deal.
Was a big deal. Yeah,
like until you saw a 2-family household and how they operate. Just in those instances, not all of them, but how they operated and how the whole family was together, the way that they were together. And that shit was just weird as fuck to me.
Anybody that's dealt with the collegiate system, you know, is waiting on their scholarship refund check and all this stuff. If you haven't had to wait in the admissions office line, you ain't really lived, right? So that first 2 weeks of school, I was at the admissions office at least first 2 weeks, maybe 4 times, because the money just wasn't there. And you like, yo, I can't eat. I can't buy these books. What's happening, you know? And so
I got questions.
So what you find out is you find out a lot of information about your parents' income and shit like that. And I was just like, and I still didn't really understand until I started doing the math. And so I can see my mom's income, and then I'm just like, okay, rent is this, the cost of living is this, like all this shit. And I'm like, nigga, how the fuck did she pull this off? Like, it was. I'll never forget this shit. Second week of school, I'm doing the math on that because it's like now I have the paperwork in hand, and I had to resubmit something because it wasn't submitted right in order to get my my refund check, my scholarship refund check, and my financial aid check. And I called my mom, and I was like in tears, like boo-hoo crying, like, yo, like I appreciate you, like I fuck with you, I thank you for your sacrifice, because I'm just doing the math on it and I don't know how you did it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like right. I just what perspective allows for you is the greatest lesson. You know, you can tell somebody something till they're blue in the face, but until they go live and experience the shit and get to process what it is you're telling them, that shit is going to be falling on deaf ears for the most of it. So you really can't even, you got to plant your seed and then move on. You know, don't waste your energy and your time trying to drill anything home, because it's not meant for us to see to it that they get it. It's meant for life and experience to see to it that they're able to comprehend and get it, if that makes sense.
That's it.
And that's what did it for me. Like, but to this day, it ain't shit my mama can't ask me for or ask me to do because of that experience that I had. Right. You know, I dead ass didn't know we were underneath the poverty level until standing in that admissions line, bro. So, Didi, you the one, girl. I see you.
That's real.
Happy birthday.
Just making it happen.
Just making it happen.
Shit.
Can we get to how wrong all the experts were about this Duke shit?
Oh my god.
These niggas.
Did you see what they? Oh, I know. Obviously.
Poe.
They did to Kentucky.
Poe, did you watch the game?
I didn't watch all the game, but I watched.
But you watched some of it though, right?
Yeah.
So the whole week,
that is an NBA team, bro. Playing in college.
The whole week, I had to deal with the experts telling me, "Oh yeah, man, they're the underdog to this Kentucky team." And I watched Kentucky play their first game, and I was like, Kentucky can't fuck with Zion and RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish. But I know this. Why don't the experts know this shit?
Because they're not. What is it? What's the word that they like to use for orthodox basketball?
What the fuck does that mean?
Nigga, because experts they do the exact same thing with the fucking analytics, bro. What are y'all talking about?
What are you talking about?
They were more worried about if this team would jail
than
looking at what they had.
Y'all got RJ and them so fucked up. Isn't it Coach K said in the press conference like, yeah, man, I don't know what to tell y'all. We only ran 3 plays.
Bro, that's the thing about them that's so great is that to be how great they are individually, they are super unselfish.
Yeah.
And it was very telling before that game even started that for one, they've had cameras around this team for the last 4 months.
The whole off season, their training and everything, they've been filming them for a documentary.
And
for a TV series, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that also that they continuously keep their hand on a throat.
Yep.
Like, and that was something I didn't know if this team would do or not. I wasn't sure if there was just too much talent on one squad. But the fact that at the top, the head of the snake, the 3 guys that's at the tip top of this group, never ever thinks about slowing down.
Ever.
Like they look ahead of them and they see red at all times.
I watched. They had international play for 18 and under last summer, and RJ Barrett was going against the U.S. team.
He's nice.
And he had this dog in him that was just like, nah, fam. I want all y'all heads. Cause niggas was like, oh, he ain't really number one. He from Canada, all this shit. He's like, nah, I want all this smoke, and I'm gonna show y'all why I'm number one. Once I seen he had that, and cause everybody talks about Zion because of the highlights and the followers and shit, but RJ is different.
Yeah,
he's different. And then Cam Reddish is different. He got a Jimmy that off the dribble just pull up on you. Just what's happening.
Yeah.
And he not gonna get no shine, but I think a part of him knew that, and he still made the commitment. I think
he's gonna have a very similar trajectory as like a Devin Booker.
Yes, he's Cam Reddish is Devin Booker, 100%.
Yeah, he's not gonna get all that talk in college, but wait and see.
Trey Jones, same way. I think Trey Jones, because I thought Tyus Jones was really good. His brother that plays for the Timberwolves
Tyus
now
is really good.
Tyus is really good. I think Trey might be even a little bit better.
Trey has great command for sure.
100%. And so the 2 other players that aren't going to be as talked about is RJ and Zion. And even in a way, RJ kind of takes the backseat to Zion because of the highlights, but RJ is continuously like everybody talked about Zion on that opening night. RJ put 33 on that ass.
Yeah.
Easily.
Cam dropped 22, 24.
Easily.
Easy. You know, this is, And I had to listen to all the experts talk about, oh, they're freshmen. We don't know how they're going to perform. These aren't your typical freshmen, fam. This is why that rule is so shitty.
Right.
This is exactly why that rule is so terrible, because you got to watch 2 of the top recruiting classes go against each other. And the recruiting class that was the underdog going into that game made the other one look like JV players.
I know that.
Oh, my bad. Go
go ahead.
ahead, G. No. I was going to ask some bullshit. Go ahead.
We be needing that though, man.
We be needing that. We be needing that, though. we be needing that, though.
Nah, but did anybody else feel like a little uneasy?
Go say it.
Just
Please
with
say
the
it. Please say it.
With the type of coverage that they're doing, like the coverage. I don't know, and this is probably the reason why my situation didn't pan out the way that it was supposed to pan out. Was that when you look at it's something about being in a fishbowl that's very weird, and the type of people who like just the type of attention that you receive for being like athletic or being like being overly skilled at something that someone else can't do. It feels a little eerie. It kind of feels like the days back when they used to do silent auctions and used to do like it's in the same strand for me just because like I just don't. It's just very weird that you look at a human being and you break them down that way.
Well, you have a different perspective than most, especially your panel sitting with you right now. You're a lot of the ways these guys are looked at is the same way you're looked at, and so when you started off by saying, yo, this is probably why my situation didn't work out the way it did, I need to know more immediately, because we've had this discussion. Poe and I have had this discussion before, but again, you played on a whole different level than we could ever even comprehend. So I'm fascinated by that, G, because I watch it as a fan and think that. But again, that's conspiracy theorist money that's operating. That's not any true context. You've been there. You got to lead that conversation and walk us through it, because that's what it looks like. But you telling us that's how it feels like on the inside too.
No, that's the feeling.
Okay,
that's the complete feeling. Is on the floor is one thing. It's more so off the floor.
Off the floor.
Because what they're gonna do, so where everybody sees is all the lights and glamour and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what's also about to come with all this is the amount of banquets you go to.
Yeah.
The amount of it's gonna be auction like situations.
Yes.
The hands you shake.
The hands you shake, the smiles you receive,
Yeah.
the autographs you give that you can't get money back for.
Yeah.
That ends up going into like a charity that they can pass off.
Right.
You go onto a stage and you're talking to a crowd. Like it's just so it's all small. It's small things that happen behind the scenes, and everybody you just look around and everybody's just getting their pockets are just like it's a grin on their face. Like I'm getting so much dough off of you.
Would you talk about how sick the combine is? Because the same measurements that they do at those combines are the same measurements that they would do at the slave auctions. I just want people to know that.
Selling block.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just want people to know that.
Look at him.
Yeah,
Sit and reach. How your arms, your wingspan.
How can you jump?
Nigga,
how much can you bench?
the body fat pincher.
Yeah.
That's something they actually had back then.
Yeah.
Like they were testing out how much body fat you had and how much muscle you had and what you can actually carry and do.
That's
just
bugged
and
out.
how
man.
we can get you off to something else that can make some more money for it.
You know, it's crazy too that people try to throw out that narrative like, oh, y'all trying to compare it to slavery, but these guys out here trying to compete for $1 million contracts.
It's not.
It's just
Stop, bro. That's the same stupid ass conversation about why players shouldn't get paid for school. Cut.
Right.
Like,
They're getting free education.
That's not how that works.
So y'all make $5 million off me, and I can only get $100,000 for
If
for
that.
4 years.
If that. It ain't costing you $100,000 for me to be there. It's not. It's not costing them
Y'all selling my
$100,000.
jersey too,
Yeah.
and I'm on ESPN every night.
And-
Video game too.
Right.
Do they still make?
No, not
NCAA
anymore, but they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were doing that for a good
NCAA
amount
was
of time
booming
before
for a
they were-
minute.
Man,
And until they really had some heat about
And
paying
that-
players, they just
and-
dead at the game. For
Yeah.
Hot take. I fucked with NCAA more than I fucked with the NBA
Yeah.
joints too.
yeah.
especially college football.
Yeah.
They just had the
Yeah,
numbers.
college
Had the
football
numbers,
for
no
sure.
names. Yeah. That shit was all weird in real time, bro. It was just like,
that
bro,
was.
the-
Gee, I thought about that shit because I
He back on video games.
No, not video. I thought about that shit because I went to do that shit for DJ Basta yesterday, and so it's DJ Basta's got a dope series coming out. He's doing a box set of 45 of picture disc 45s, but it's with different artists, and he's making the beats. So he gives you got like 5 minutes and 15 seconds that you can record on one side of a 45 or whatever. And so in my 5 minutes, he gave me 3 different beats. And so the second beat is like a guitar sample and some banging ass drums. So it just set the tone to tell a story, to have a conversation about just unanswered questions. And in the second verse, I think I say, feeling like we got a fucking curse in our genes. Everybody betting on L getting to the league. For the record, so everybody betting on L getting to the league. Pause. For the record, know that you're my hero. And then whatever I say beyond that, but it's the it's that conversation. So I'm just glad you brought it up because I was gonna play that shit for the end.
Got you.
But it was I always thought about that because I know your sensibilities.
Yeah.
And I see what those kids go through, and I'm like, my nigga wasn't built for that. G wasn't gonna let you ask him the same stupid ass question. So you would have been. So it sucks because you would have thrived in like the Charles Barkley in them era where you could just say wild shit.
Wild ass shit, bro.
where you could say the wildest shit.
But they used to look at me like I was like the coach said. Used to look at me like I was crazy because I was super opinionated about shit I didn't believe in, bro. Like I don't, bro. Like that's not gonna ride with me. Like you got to do better than that. Like there's like something else. Like even with like just taking long hiatuses that folks don't know about. Like me just not being with the squad because I'm just like, bro, this just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? And coming from the town, like that's just a hell of a switch up. Like you can't go from the town, bro, and then go into like just full blown politics. Like because without even knowing like really knowing much about what politics actually are, like you know street politics.
Yeah.
But you don't know like the upper echelon.
This is a different ball. This is just a
whole
different
nother
ball
ball game. So it's just weird because you operate in a certain sense that you operate in a real tone and everything that I say is real. Like you can disagree with me and we can have the conversation about that.
Yeah.
But I don't get like where you say one thing and you do another or you I don't know. It was weird spots.
Well, you say one thing, you do another.
It was weird.
That's politics.
And also like taking what you see out of one thing and wanting to mirror that exact same thing without even knowing what that other thing is. You know what I mean? So I come in. This is who we have. Yeah. We want you to just mirror that person. I'm like, nah, that's not my game.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, but we want you to do that though anyway. Just because.
Who was that for you when you went in there?
Earl.
It was E? I thought so.
Yeah.
You weren't E.
Nah.
Like,
and I feel like E wasn't E before he got there.
Ah.
And me spending so much time with E and just seeing like how he was, like that I could see it eating from within, like kind of like how like when they came out with Get Out and they did the whole sunken spot, sunken space. I feel like E in a way was just in between that space. Yeah. Like you outside of there, you know who you are. But you go in, somebody is like just stirring that damn tea.
Yeah. Anybody that's never been on the recruiting circuit, it's a fucking, I don't even know how to explain it to people, G, because you go. How many visits did you take?
Did. Well, big ones I only did one. I only did that one.
You only did GU. What other ones did you do?
I lined up. I had quite a few lined up.
Okay, but then I
wanted to make my decision quick though.
Once you got the G, and that's another thing because I was the same. I wanted to make a decision quick, but my GU experience and my Santa Clara experience almost derailed all that shit. Because those are WCC NCAA schools that were both offering the same thing essentially. Did you know that about GU when you brought me up there those 3 months? What happened towards it? I talked to you about that.
What?
The assistant was like, yo, because fuck, you didn't know. So like the second to last day, we had gotten fucked up. It was when y'all went to float the river and I was so fucked up I couldn't go. And the very next morning, Rav came banging on the room, was like, yo, we got to go work. So, because when the whole time I was there, I would run with Rav and then go get shots up and do ones with Rav. And so we went and ran, and then we went and played King of the Hill from all around the court. So the 2 dribbles all around the perimeter. And I was in there giving Rav the fucking blues. And remember, Few was gone the whole time I was there. Yeah. And he came, and he brought he had 2 little boys at the time? He had like 2 little kids with him. Yeah. And they were in there watching me and Rav go to work, and in that afternoon we were working the camp. Remember, and the assistant was like, "Hey, can I rap with you for a minute?" He's like, "We can't give you a scholarship, but we can offer you a walk-on situation, and you can earn it." Santa Clara offered the same thing, and I was because I really wanted to go. I wanted to come be with you, and I wanted to go to Santa Clara really bad. I just wanted to play in the WCC. Yeah. And I dead ass almost wanted to do it, but I was just looking at the numbers and it's like, can't afford that shit. Like my family can't afford it. Right. And this NAIA is offering me a full ride. I gotta take it, but I wanted to do that shit so bad. I wanted to do it so bad. My visit to Santa Clara wasn't unofficial, and it was awesome. But then my visit to Southern was nuts. But it was the same thing where the black players were like doing this blinky thing to like warn you not to come here, but they couldn't say not to come here. Bro. And it's a weird ass experience because the coaches know to put you with the black players.
Most definitely.
They either put you with the black players or they know to keep you far away from the black players because there's a group of black players that will tell you not to come here. Yeah. And so on my visit to Southern, they put me with the white players because the black players they had at Southern was gonna tell me not to come. Yeah. And so they put me with the white players and we kicking it. We at the party and shit. And the black players just pull up and one of them like, "Fam, let me holler at you." on the stairs, this type shit. Mm-hmm. And he trying to kick it to me like, "Yo, man," but he's not being direct. Like he trying to tell me, but he not telling me. And he like, "Yo, shit ain't sweet here, bro." Like, but I think he was from Houston or somewhere down south. So he was just like trying to tell me in his language, like not to fuck with it. And I'm like, "Oh man, but it's gonna be dope. Me and you here, we're gonna be able to change the culture and shit." Like I still got that hopeful optimism that you have when you leave. Dumb nigga shit. Exactly. That's exactly what it is, Po. Cause dead ass, am I thinking like, oh, they just ain't met a nigga like me. We're gonna do the whoopty whoop.
Dead ass.
That's what your thinking is. Yeah. Man, you get there and you like, bro, what the hell did I do?
I swear to God, I was just thinking about this earlier, right? See, y'all remember on He Got Game, right? When in the movie, Jesus go to the college and Rick Fox
on his visit,
around, right?
Yep.
Is it really like that?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
G? Because G, you tell me about your your initiation, what they try to get you, and you ended up with, I think.
Can't even say it.
I think you told me you had a little chub. You had a little chub, right?
I had a situation.
Okay. He had a situation, but it wasn't like what happened on He Got Game though, to where it's like porno broads.
They had to exaggerate that for the look, but the sentiments are the same.
Excuse me, listen, I didn't mean to use broads. These women that are out here.
Well, it's college women. Like you get your shit off in college, but like no, that's dead. That's how it is. So that's a way. That's like a depiction of it. Yeah. And a lot of times that happens a lot at like the party schools. Yeah. Okay. So like if a lot of times you have distinct, because we had a bunch of recruiting like visits that they would do or whatever, and you have certain people that go out through the recruits. Yeah. I was never one to be a recruiter because they don't
want L. No, L was one of them. They didn't want nowhere near.
You do not.
They don't. We don't want him.
You don't go around anybody that's about to be here.
We don't. We do not want L to lead. Like he's that guy.
Yeah, all the time.
He's the guy that the recruiters keep you away from.
But yeah, that is something that goes on though, for sure. Like that even happened. That happened on our recruiting visits. That happens in all recruiting visits. And it's a matter of you got distinct people like what you go through a chain. So it's just like the star players or whoever that is, you got your go-to ones that you can kind of just put them in the same vicinity. Now it's up to you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it goes. It's not like I'm gonna stick them on you and they're gonna do what. No, you still got to do your work.
Yeah.
But we're just putting you in the same vicinity with the ones that are about it if you do things correctly.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that goes.
Got you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I started thinking about that shit earlier.
No, that's a funny thing.
That's crazy.
Now, moms and them were getting ready to pull out of the hotel because on my visit, we drove up and moms, Nana, and Alyssa went, and it was like, oh, I'll be back because we went to the game and all this shit. And it's like, oh, I'll be back after the game. And my mom and them were packing up the truck, like waiting for me to get back. And I was like stumbling to the hotel room. She's like, what the fuck happened to you? I was like, and the whole ride home, I just rode in the front seat like,
Life happened.
What the fuck? Like, that shit was crazy. Yeah, that was
some of the wildest stuff that takes place ain't even on your own campus.
No.
It's when you dip off to other people's campuses.
When you go,
like you the fresh meat at somebody else's campus?
Yeah. Hey, them road trips.
Road trips, boy.
Oh, when you hooked us up with Shrock. No, this how cold Shrock is. Shrock took us to the set, and then we met some chicks or whatever, and because I think I took 4 of my teammates with me, or 3. Mm-hmm. And we in Shrock little ass car after we played GU, and I'm fucking with what's Big Bread name that played for the Lakers?
Oh, Rob.
I'm fucking with Rob. Rob like
wild boy.
Rob like, Monty, fuck with me, you back, because Rob was a freshman that summer I spent at GU. Rob and Steve. Mm-hmm. So I see Rob and Steve, and them was like my niggas because we was all the same age when I was up there. And Rob like, Monty, fuck with me after the game. So Shrock take us to where Rob and him at. He like introduced us to some people, and we get it popping instantly. So me and my teammates go to the apartment. Nigga, our flight leaves at 6 a.m. We leaving the hotel at 4:35. Bruh, tell me why our taxi pulled up to the hotel at 4:15. We still got to go upstairs and pack and all this shit. Like, road trips are the best.
The best. By far.
You might fuck around and get left in whatever city you in.
Bro, don't go to LA.
Nah, LA's the worst.
Don't go to LA. And New York was rough too, because New York, they gave us hella time off. And
but y'all got to New York like 3 days early and some shit, and then y'all stay for the whole tournament.
We had time to ourselves.
Yeah, y'all there for the whole tournament.
Oh shit!
Gave us time in Manhattan, bud.
Time to ourselves.
Who went with me on that Spokane shit? That was Kel, Audie, and Joe Pro.
We had time in Vegas because they moved our tournament to Vegas.
Oh, they used the WCC tournament to Vegas. I remember that shit because it used to be in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And then oh wow.
But yeah, we were good.
Oh man.
Yeah, you had a full life, man.
Tell me about it.
He said, nigga, you had a full
I'm just
life.
trying to chill right now, Poe. Just for a few months.
That's why I ain't even hit you.
Just take a few months break. That's all.
I ain't even talk to you unless you on the podcast now.
He don't hit nobody. He be fucking around every night.
Poe be out, bro. I just saw.
Who you be fucking with, bro? Why you don't hit us?
I saw you just met up with Push the other night.
Outside. Polo.
You don't be Bolo.
Last real dinosaur out here.
Why you don't hit me?
Last real dinosaur out here.
I fuck around though.
I'm last real dinosaur.
I fuck around though. I'm not your man.
Listeners, you don't even believe that.
That's your pitch, buddy.
I fuck around though.
Nigga be lying. Then nigga just say, "Oh, I'll be in the studio here, halfway cut, making these beats. Lightning strikes the steeple when I write." Nigga, what?
I can't fuck with Poe. He be lying, bro. Why you don't hit me, bro?
You just got done saying that.
I did ask was gonna press you about that because I be seeing your story. I be like, keep my nigga outside.
How many times have I said, "Cuz I got the spot, pull up"? Like anytime you want to.
Never. You've never said that. You've never extended that invite to me.
When you say I'm going back to go watch pop, I was like, all right, cuz I'm gonna be here. Like, pull up.
You've never said that to me. You say it in your mind, but you don't say it to me. So I'm like, my nigga don't really fuck with me.
Don't say it in my fucking mind.
So I'm like, my nigga don't fuck with me.
He got me fucked up. Ain't nobody came. None of y'all came to the house. Only nigga that fucked with me is Dave.
Has he invited you?
Yes.
Nah.
No. Thank you.
I ain't got no invite from you.
This nigga said, "Oh, cuz, how the new spot coming along?" I said, "Oh, it's cool."
Niggas be asking.
You right up the street.
Niggas be asking us for the alley oop to come
through.
through.
No, slide through.
I ask you all the time, cause you need anything over there, like trying to wiggle my way in, cause I don't want to
I'm
invite
gonna actually
myself.
slide through.
Came and helped me put the mattress.
I
You
know,
where
and
I'm at.
I figure if I help you move in that motherfucker, I get an invite. You ain't invited me yet.
Listeners, look, y'all really want to know niggas that you see
Somebody
and
try to do
fuck
some
with,
shit too.
really fuck
Hey,
with,
invite,
act
man.
like they
Man.
don't know better. That's crazy.
Nigga, you gotta invite me. I'm not about to just pull up to the set.
So niggas want to tell, hey, bro, pull up.
Yeah.
No, hit me when you about to. Oh shit, that's post shit. Exit right there. Let me see what he
Never,
doing.
bro. You be having shit
What is your
going
exit,
on.
Poe?
I don't got shit.
What is your exit?
No, I gotta come check you out.
The same exit as my where we used to live at.
Okay, I gotta come
You
check
just
you
go
out.
the opposite way,
But you gotta hit niggas with the
Bro,
actual
when you gonna have the
invite,
housewarming though?
Yeah,
man?
housewarming some shit.
bro. It ain't no housewarming. I'm still debating if I want a couch.
Oh, you gotta get a
I got
couch.
chairs.
You gotta get a couch though.
Nah, the way I feel.
Why
like
you didn't let me get that
I'm gonna
one?
be here temporarily. I can get couches. There's an abundance of couches that's out there waiting for me.
Just get a couch, bro.
Nah,
My thing is,
But the nigga said, I got abundance of
it's
couches.
niggas that it's hella people trying to give away couches out in the world. I don't
Just
know
get
oh,
why.
the
they got,
couch, bro.
oh, they got couch galore, bro.
Nah.
They got couch
That's
right there.
That's
couch
inspiration
right
not
there.
to be there long.
I just feel like that
They
just
got a
saying
couch,
I'm
got a
gonna be
love
here.
seat.
It's tucked though. It's tucked. Like
Bro,
it's
don't know
not
nothing about my
being under
couches
though,
though, bro.
cuz.
I was
What's
low
up,
key
man?
envious. I was like, my nigga got a spot, bro. My nigga about to wreck shop on niggas. Now my nigga got his own
Nah, you
spot.
been wrecking shop.
Nah,
Niggas that get their own apartment, nigga, they be on some other shit. I'm trying to tell people.
I just been chilling, cuz lighting candles, incense.
That's what I'm saying, nigga. I can't even light no fucking incense right now, bro.
Because you don't want to.
Money, why can't you like this?
Man.
You got the setup.
Nah, I don't.
You had the plan in motion. You had to slow it. You had to pull it back.
I had to.
So it's just, I mean, shit. That's life sometimes.
That's
But you-
life. My
shit.
niggas, I fuck with y'all, man. We did another episode. We killing it right now. Can
Yes,
we
sir.
decide what to
Yeah.
do for our? We a ways away.
Bro, we a ways away. Stop talking about it. Just let it happen naturally.
I'm excited though,
Let's
bro.
throw a party.
Throw a party. See, you down with a party for the 50th?
Not a party. My bad. A gathering.
Nah, we throwing a party for that bitch.
I'm not mad at it.
That's on G.
We already got some, we already got some
Costco.
offers for
Joey, throw it at Costco.
What you say? No. We can go to Costco, get bottles.
Get
and
bottles.
shit,
No,
like,
definitely get the
Dub
bottles.
for the
But I'm just
gallon.
trying to figure out where we should do it at. Lex, what you think? And venue wise for the 50th. I mean, because we want to have niggas come kick it. We want to make it intimate. We want to be fun and shit.
It can be here.
No, it can't be here.
I mean, it's up to G. But
no, it
it's just
can't.
like,
It can't be here. It can't be here.
So where? Like a studio?
Yeah.
Like a sound wave?
Nah, not even Soundwave. Like it's got to be in like a theater, damn near.
Nah, we ain't that big yet. You gotta sell tickets then.
What
I'm
you
not
thought we
doing-
was?
I'm
What you
not
thought we
doing-
was doing it for
I
free?
don't know.
Fuck wrong with this nigga? What, man?
I'm just saying.
Oh, you think we out here just
Poe
playing?
wild.
on
I'm
the
talking,
pod,
I'm talking about tickets for people that we don't know. They be like,
Yeah,
oh shit.
man, it's people fuck with the pocket, bro. What? See, you got us fucked up. That's why he be showing up late to work because he don't believe in us. G.
Yeah,
That's clear.
it's all good.
He don't believe in
The
us.
picture's kind of a little hazy right now. it's becoming clear.
Man, I fuck. We got anything y'all want people to look out for coming up soon?
Yeah, my album coming out.
What's it called?
I'm back on my rapping shit.
What's
I just
up?
got signed at Diplomats Records this morning.
You need
said
to
this
replace.
morning?
I wish I had that skit.
You need to replace Jewels, nigga.
That's who's on the skit. I wanted to play that shit. I can't find that shit for nothing.
G, what you got coming up?
Shit, man. I'm doing the usual right now. I'm staying out the way. I'm creating something right now. So
Okay.
you know, I'm making sure that I'm getting there, all stars aligning as far as me just staying out the spotlight for now.
That'll work, man.
So I'm bringing on the scene though.
We got some big announcements coming within a week. Some special shit coming out. I want to take time to thank all of my family and friends. They know who they are, who showed up big this last week. I'll be able to talk more about it on the episode next week, but just want to send a salute. We got more shit popping, but this has been another episode of Meet the Brave, episode 36. I'm your host, Monty Draper.
Juan Poe.
LG,
Lex Bub on the camera, and we'll see you guys next week.
love.